Hosea 12 and 10. Praise, glory, honor, and esteem be brought unto the name of Yahuwah Elohim by way of our Master King and Savior Yahushua HaMashiach. Hosea 12 and 10. I have also spoken by the prophets. I have multiplied visions. Hold on now. I have multiplied visions and used similitudes by the ministry of the prophets. Now, I focused on what a word. What word was that I focused on?
Be quiet. Yeah.
Now, why would I focus on the visions? Now, what would make y'all think that why I would focus on it? Well, you know it. Well, he said he multiplied visions, meaning he multiplied the word. Because y'all remember what the book of Proverbs say. I'm forgetting what the verse is. But y'all know what the book of Proverbs say about that? Book of Moshe say about that? Y'all know what it say? I'm trying to recall the verse. The verse is escaping to my mind from my mind at this present time. But I'll just tell you what it said. It say, here it is, Proverbs 29 and 18. Praise be to y'all. Praise be to y'all. Matter of fact, make it 16. Matter of fact, make it 14. Proverbs 29 and 14. It says, the king that faithfully judged the poor, his throne shall be established forever. Listen what he say now. The rod and reproof give wisdom, but a child left to himself bring his mother to shame. Now I'm going to show you what this stuff means in a minute. When the wicked are multiplied, transgression increased, but the righteous shall see their fall. Correct thy son, and he shall give thee rest. Yea, he shall give delight unto thy soul. Where there is no vision, the people perish. But he that keep the Torah increase of Baruch is he. You see what he said? Well, there ain't no word that you're going to hell. That's what that means. You know what that means? Hold in Proverbs 29, because we coming right back to it. Revelation 19 and 10. I'm going to sit back now. That man said the rod and reproof give wisdom. So that means when that man correct you and bust you upside your head, that's to give you some skill. Some of y'all don't want no skill because you're outright retarded.
That way.
Revelation 19 and 10.
That way.
And I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, see thou do it not, I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushua. Worship Elohim, for the testimony of Yahushua is the ruah of prophecy. So when we talk about multiplying vision, just so anybody who don't know, let's get Numbers chapter 12 and verse 5, just so for anybody who don't know. Just going to do it like that. We just get number 12 and 5 and just go to the Torah, do it like that. Because you need to be versed with the law anyway. We spend a lot of time in the law, don't we? Yeah, I mean, you ought to know it. I could have asked all that, but some of y'all don't know it. Because you ain't doing what we were talking about Wednesday. You not shamar. You not protecting this stuff, so you're not taking heed like the definition of shamar means. Because mean those things slip. Because you ain't listening, you just playing. You know what I'm saying? You play with it if you want, but I'll tell you something, right? Man say seeking, you shall find. Niggas ain't seeking no word, man. Niggas playing game. Boy, I saw it, boy. Little mother, no. She seen it. You know what I'm talking about? Diligently, too. Say, see a man diligent in his labor, he'll stand amongst kings. That's what the words say. You'll stand with a Mashiach, you diligent in your labor. Man, a lot of people, man, they ain't trying to do this here, man. Look here, man. You know, I just like how Will put in the song, man, but he just told you what the words say, man. He said, you know, a lot of people seek for the kingdom, but they ain't gonna find it. They ain't gonna find it. You ain't gonna find it because you ain't looking for it. Just like we were talking about Wednesday, man, about finding that jewel and burying it in that land. It meant something to you. You ain't gonna find it. Everybody ain't gonna find it. He said there'll be few be that find it. Say, broad is the way that leadeth unto destruction, and wide is the gate. Straight is the gate, and narrow is the way that lead unto life. It'll be few that find it. Because everybody, just like what Danielle said, and everybody ain't willing to take up that stake, man. You know what I'm saying? Well, this stuff sound good. The only steak they want to pick up is a ribeye. They don't want to pick up that torture steak. You know what I'm talking about? They don't want to pick up that torture steak, because you pick up that torture steak, you picking up a responsibility. Hello?
Stop.
Picking up a responsibility. You picking up a way of life. You know what I'm talking about? Boy, you picking up Elohim with that right there, man. And putting him on your shoulder. Take son. Cowards can't do that. 12 and 5, man. And he said, Yahuwah came down in the pillar of the cloud and stood in the door of the tabernacle and called Aaron and Miriam. They both came forth. And he said, hear now my words. If there be a prophet among you, I, Yahuwah, will make myself known unto him in a vision, and I will speak unto him in a dream. So that man letting you know a vision mean that man going to give you a word. Now. That's what he telling them, right? He said, if there ain't no vision, if there ain't no word, the people perish. Well, he said the testimony of Mashiach is the Ruach of prophecy. So that means testifying of the Son is giving a vision. And if you get the vision, get you John chapter 3, verse 14. And we're going to get Job chapter 4, verse 14. Y'all just bear with me. You see what y'all got in store, man. I'll tell you, man, if ain't no word, boy, you going to hell, man. Like this here, man. You can't get ain't no earthly understanding. Man, look here, man. Because you know some people have said, you know, we done talk about it. People like, well, you know, you really smart. I ain't that smart, bro. Since I said that there, man, you can get your 1 Corinthians chapter 2 about verse 3 go along with that. Because I ain't that smart. Ain't no man on this earth that smart. You know what I'm saying? Because if you that smart, that means that your faith going to be standing in the man and the wisdom of man's words and not the power of Elohim. Wisdom shouldn't be, your faith shouldn't be standing in my intelligence. That's retarded. A man's intelligence cannot even encapsulate the glory and esteem and honor of Yahuwah. It's impossible. A mortal man's mind can't even catch it. It take a special type of mind. It take the mind of a Mashiach. That's the mind we got to have. He said, as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, even so must the Son of Man be lifted up, that whosoever believe in him should not perish but have eternal life. For Elohim so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believe in him should not perish but have everlasting life. Hamashiach is the vision. Before we even look at Job chapter 4, Romans 16 and 24. Well, if Hamashiach ain't present, the people gonna perish. He said, he that have the Son have eternal life. He that have not the Son have not life. He just read, he said the testimony of Yahushua, the Ruach of prophecy, right? He said, where the people vision, where there's no vision, the people perish. He said, but he that keep the Torah, blessed is he. What we just talked about that Wednesday. He that hears my words and keep them, my Father make his will love him and make his abode with him. That means you'll be keeping the Torah because you keeping the Son. He the Torah made flesh, right? Come on, man. He said, the grace of Yahushua HaMashiach be with you all. So be it. Now to him that is of power to establish you according to my preaching and the preaching of Yahushua HaMashiach, according to the revelation of the mystery which was kept secret since the world began, but is now made manifest by the scriptures of the prophets. Remember, because he multiplied visions by the ministry of the prophets, right? According to the commandment of the everlasting Elohim, made known to all nations for the obedience of faith. So since there was a vision, the people wouldn't perish and they would be a baruch or increased because they kept a Mashiach. Romans 16 and 24 too. Romans 16 and 24. I'll read it again. She said I was going to kind of say. Romans 16 and 24. It says, the grace of our Master, Yahushua HaMashiach, be with you all, so be it. Now to him that is the power to establish you according to my gospel or my preaching and the preaching of Yahushua HaMashiach. Remember, the testimony of Yahushua HaMashiach is the Ruach of prophecy. We know that set apart men, Kadesh men, say that no prophecy of the scriptures of any private interpretation. So that had nothing to do with any man's intelligence or anything that he wanted to say. He said, but set apart men of Elohim spake as they were moved by the Ruach HaKodesh. I mean, a man can't speak this word, but if y'all moving by his Ruach, you can't testify of Mashiach without the Ruach of Elohim. That is impossible. You can't do it. The only thing you're going to see is that general statement that everybody do. Isaiah 53, Psalms 22. You know what I'm saying? Isaiah chapter 7. I'm talking about, come on, man. Preaching Yahushua HaMashiach for dummies. You know them little book series, simple stuff. But they can't dig him out for you. Y'all remember when we dealt with Proverbs 28:9? You know, everybody loved, he that turneth his ears from the law, even his prayer be an abomination. Remember, we talked about that a long time ago. We talked about that man say, if you don't want, he said, I'll raise up a prophet like unto Moses. And him you will hear. And whoever don't hear him, I'm going to require of him. Well, we know Mashiach with the law made flesh. You don't hear his voice. You going, what you praying for? That man, your prayer's an offense to him. How this man going to receive your prayer and you don't even believe on his intercessor? Who make an intercession on your behalf? That's impossible. You don't think about stuff like this. You thinking, boy, I know y'all hear me. I know God that he ain't never heard you, nigga. Not once, not ever. say he don't hear the prayers of sinners. He say, but he that is a worshiper of Elohim and he that doeth his will, him he hear. That's the first thing supposed to click in your mind. I told y'all this before. First time I read John 9:31, first thing clicked in my mind is, shoot, I didn't pray anyway. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't raised in the church. So praying was lame to me. Felt like, what you doing that for? You know what I'm saying? Barely even believe. You believe there's somebody there, but you don't really believe it. You just floating. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all like, well, I prayed all the time. Praying, got penises all in your mouth. You around here got vagina all in your face. Smoking all manner of weed. Getting drunk, selling dope, blowing booty. Whatever you was out there doing. Robbing, stealing. Talking about you praying to God, he hear you. Nigga, please. That didn't even make sense to me. Even before. Bah! If he would have hit his head, it'd have been funny. You know what I'm saying? He upside down stuck, looking, you don't know what to do. But you sit your butt up right next time. But when I read John 9:31 and he said he didn't hear the prayers of sinners, the first thing clicked in my mind is, whenever I didn't do anything that my mama said, and I asked her for something, she batted that down. So that made sense to me. Why would he do something for me and I'm disobedient? Who rewards a disobedient child? Only ingrates do that. Because all you're doing is reinforcing negative behavior. I'm going to reward you for being disobedient? You know what I'm saying? What type of sense does that make? Who rewards a child for being, you got all F's, you ain't cleaned your room, you sneak the boy in the house, I'm going to buy you a brand new car. No. I'm going to put you out my house. You know what I'm saying? Tell that little boy you snuck in here, tell him to take care of your stinking behind. You know what I'm talking about? And don't leave, and guess what? When we left him out of Jerusalem and he kicked us out, guess what he told? You can't leave here with nothing. You came here with nothing, you leave with nothing. You ain't build none of these houses. None of this stuff don't belong to you. You can't take nothing with you. You don't even realize that, boy. When y'all get rid of you, boy, you ain't taking nothing with you. You coming here what you came here with, which is nothing. Ooh, boy, that hit hard, don't it? Y'all don't even realize that. You wonder where black people get that from. Talking about, oh, what you mean? You can't go out here with them drawers. I bought them drawers. You leave them here. You can't leave here with them shoes. I bought them shoes. You know what I'm talking about? Some of y'all, because it's making me think about when that dude posted that video. Some of y'all done seen that video I saw you walking in the rain, and he caught his stinking woman cheating on him, and get what he said, hold on. He said, you take that stuff off. Because I paid for all that. He said, you around here with that old chump nigga around here, whatever he said. I can't remember what he said, but he was snapping. It's always been hilarious. You know what I'm talking about? He talking about, yeah, them Gucci shoes I bought, all they say, take that off. You know what I'm saying? He said, well, you gonna leave here what you came here with. You know what I'm talking about? That's what she did too. Sitting back looking at it. That's what y'all did with Yasharal. Well, you gonna leave here with everything you came here with, which is nothing. You see, you know, white people don't put their kids, they put their kids out, they let them take clothes and all with them. You know what I'm talking about? Black folks put them out, shoot. I don't know what that nigga gonna do. That nigga better take nothing. But you gonna grab a TV. Who bought that TV? You ain't buy that TV. It's my TV, you gave it to me. No, that's my TV, nigga, I bought it. Everything in this house mine. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm one of them type of parents, boy, I put you out, you going outside butt naked. Who? Boy, unless you bought them clothes, if you got you a job and you bought them clothes, I bet I'm going to shame you. Because if I put you out, you going to be like, you going to put him out there naked, penis swinging? Okay. I done told y'all before, let me come in the house and my house smell like booty and you in here getting freaky. Ain't nobody getting freaky in this house but me and your man. You got to get out. You grown enough to get freaky in here. You grown enough to get your stank behind up out of here, go pay rent somewhere else, because you can't live here. Let me come home, boy, I'm talking about, and it smell like real booty. You around here messing with a boy. Oh, you definitely got to go. You know what I'm talking about? I come in here, boy, your mama talking about you done stole her money. You can't live here. You grown enough to do that. You grown enough to go pay some rent somewhere. And if you ain't bought nothing, boy, you walking out the door butt naked. And I want the police to be called, so when they come, look here, he came in the world naked, didn't he? Yeah, that's how you leave him out. But did you bring him home naked? No, but he tried me, so he leaving here naked. I don't know what he gonna do. I'll give him a blanket, though. You know what I'm saying? That nigga he go to Saul's box or somewhere. I don't care where he go. He can't live here. You know what I'm saying? He can't live here. He got a COA, man. Y'all know what that is, don't you? Change the address. You can't live here.
Be quiet.
That's how y'all looked at us. Our disobedience, you can't live here. You know what I'm saying? And if you walk around here with that same disobedience, you're not going to live there now. You're going to stay right here where you at. Well, I ain't going to say you're going to stay right here where you at. You're going to go to the valley of Hinnom, and you're going to be in a garbage dump, burning.
Stop. No.
Verse 25 again, though. He said, now to him that is a power to establish you according to my gospel, and the preaching of Yahushua HaMashiach according to the revelation of the mystery, which was kept secret since the world began, but now is made manifest by the scriptures of the prophets, according to the commandment of the everlasting Elohim, made known to all nations for the obedience of faith. You heard how he said, without a vision, the people perish, right? But he said, Baruch are those who keep the law. Why? Because there would have been a vision there. And then they would have had that righteous obedience of faith. And they would have walked there. And the reason why they would have did that is because they would have got that rod and that reproof. And wisdom would have entered into their soul. And they would have found it delightful. See, wisdom is not delightful to all men. Because all men can't receive wisdom. Because all men are not of Yah. That's a hard pill to swallow. That's the reality of it. Didn't I say Job chapter 4? Let's go see it. We still holding Proverbs 29 though. Everybody can't hold it. I think Yah, he found fit to let me hold it. He ain't have to let me hold it. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have to let me hold it. I ain't no better than nobody. You know what I'm saying? He could have let me hear the word and he could have not even opened up my heart to even want to seek it, to want to know it or nothing. You know what I'm saying? He ain't have to do that. I could have been just like 1,000,001 niggas I done seen. Talk a good one that they want to know, but they don't be really want to know. I'm telling you, I was around a woman for 3 years screaming she wanted to know the word. She really wanted to know this. Man, I knew she was full of crap. You can tell when somebody want to know. It consumes their entire being. Nothing else matters. Boy, you talking about the word of Elohim, the word of salvation. Nothing else matters if that's really what they want. Nothing else mattered to me, man. You know what I'm saying? A nigga was still trying to find a job and put hustles together at the same time, man. I'm spending 6-7 hours in the law every day. Every day. I'm talking about faithfully. Start reading the law at 7 o'clock. Look up, it's 11 o'clock at night. I ain't even realized 4 hours done went past. You know what I'm saying? We're hungry for it. That's why he say, increase of those who hunger after righteousness, they shall be filled. He say, open up your mouth and I will fill it. That's why he tell you, closed mouth don't get fed. Ain't a lot of people out here hungry for no salvation. They ain't trying to get no living bread. They don't want that manna that come from Shamahim.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Well, that's a burning desire. It's got to be a fire in you behind that. You know what I'm saying? Well, that fire ain't in everybody. It's got to be a burning sensation.
Stop.
You feel like that? Or you feel like that when you got to urinate? Hey, you did it smart. He said, I ain't gonna dignify that with a response. He just tried. Hey, sometimes you gotta have no STD. Sometimes when you got pee so bad, things feel like it's finna burn. That urine be right at the tip. We coming out, Captain.
That's just you got a urinary infection. We need to go get that checked out.
I ain't got no urinary infection.
You gotta be burned with the pee. You gotta get that checked
No,
out.
it don't. It's like that's the initial. Wow, and then it's just like it's just a release. That's only when you hold it too long.
I ain't talking.
You know what I'm saying? Cause boy, the other day, last week, he wasn't burning, but boy, that thing like this, boy, he had that too long. Too long.
I ain't burning. Before it was burning. I ain't burning.
No, it wasn't burning. It was like a weight. You know what I'm saying? Like, boy, I felt about 1.5 pounds lighter.
Did you read it?
You know what I'm saying? That was just straight water. You know, water kind of heavy, man. 4 and 14, man. Joe, make it 13. Matter of fact, go ahead and make it 12. Job 4 and 12, everybody. He say, now a thing was secretly brought to me, and my ear received a little thereof. Didn't he say that thing was kept secret? Didn't he say that thing was kept secret? He said a secret thing was brought to me, and my ear received a little thereof. Hold what you got. And just look at 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 6. Matter of fact, don't even get that right there. Get Matthew chapter 13 about verse 16. That's better. Matthew 13 and 16. Make it 15. He say, for this people heart is wax gross and their ears are dull of hearing. Their eyes have they closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes and hear with their ears and should understand with their heart and should be converted, and I should heal them. But Baruch are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For truly I say unto you, that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which you see and have not seen them, and to hear those things which you have heard and have not heard them. Because they said it was secretly brought to them. Remember what he told Daniel? He say seal up the vision, right?
Put this back.
He said he multiplied visions by the ministry of the prophet. You can come back to Job chapter 14. They heard a little bit of it. They ear received a little bit of it, but they didn't know. They had no idea. Now let's look at verse 13. Now let's look at the next thing that he say. He say, in thoughts from the visions of the night, when deep sleep fall on men, fear came upon me and trembling, which made all my bones to shake. What y'all think that could mean? Visions come to him, thoughts of visions come to him in the night when deep sleep fall on men? He said when he had this fear came on him, he went to trembling. His bones went to shaking. What y'all think that could mean? Because right now you talking about somebody, because if I was to go up, right, you don't got to go read it, right? Remember I was talking about somebody who was known to be strong, but then they become weak?
Yes, sir.
Now just look at verse 4, and I'm going to read it to you. Now look at verse 4. Matter of fact, just look at verse 3. Look at what Eliphaz the Temanite is saying to Job. We know Job is a direct correlation to Yahusha, right? Look at what he say now. He say, behold, thou hast instructed many, and thou hast strengthened the weak hands. He say, you done taught plenty people. He say, people who were weak, you gave them strength. But look what he tells you. He say, thy words have upholded him that was fallen, and thou hast strengthened the feeble knees. But now it has come upon thee, and thou faint. It touched thee, and thou art troubled. He said, like he sitting back looking at you were strong all this time. Now you falling out. And then he go to breaking stuff down, talking about when the visions of men, the night came upon, a deep sleep fall on men. Fear came upon me and trembling, and my bones came to shake. You think this about Eliphaz? What y'all think that's talking about? Y'all ain't got no idea what it be talking about? Think about it. So nobody got no idea. I hear pages turning as people breathing. Ain't nobody got no idea though. What you say, sir?
That's when the Lord died.
Obviously not, because ain't nobody said nothing, so it wasn't you, obviously.
Oh, it's pretty obvious when deep sleep fall upon men.
I can't hear you, Corey.
When deep sleep fall upon men, that's him dying.
Great. But I sit back and look at it. Not only this here, right?
And trembling, that's when the earth shook after he died.
There you go. But hold on. See, we looking at two things before that even come. See, you right now. But see, we looking at two things because deep sleep fell on the disciple too. Let's go look at Matthew 26. Because you got to remember, what he told him to do. All right, Leah. What he told you to do in Ezekiel chapter 12. He told him in Ezekiel chapter 12, eat your bread with quaking and trembling. This is why Paul come back around and say, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Because you're supposed to have that same reverence and respect that a Mashiach had for his father and tremble while you do it. See, a lot of y'all don't tremble because you ain't scared. You don't fear the man. You just talking. You know what I'm saying? Well, when you respect somebody, well, you're going to give them that respect. Let's look at Matthew 26 real fast, though. But Corey, you were right, too. Y'all right now because that deep sleep.
No, stay with that.
Say that vision come on you in the night. I'm going to show you again where the vision come on them in the night. Deep sleep, fear, trembling on me.
Hey, why don't you just go over there?
26 and 36. He said, then come Yahushua with them unto a place called Jessamine, and saith unto the disciples, sit ye here while I go and pray yonder. And he took with them Peter and the two sons of Zebedee, and began to be sorrowful and very heavy. Then he saith unto them, my soul is exceedingly sorrowful, even unto death. Tarry ye here and watch with me. Now remember now. All right, Leah, don't even go over there and get it. Now you can go get it. He done took them and he's about getting ready to die. Now we already know the Malachim came to strengthen him. The whole thing what he sit back talking about. Now, the same thing part of my shot. We done went over this Job 4 and showed y'all how this was him. Because he strengthened the weak hands and he strengthened the feeble knees. But when it came time for him to get afflicted, when it was time for him to die, this man is about to fall out.
Hey,
Michael.
This is the point where I'm sitting back telling you, just because somebody's strong and they show a moment of weakness and fall down, that the falling down is not the issue, it's the response. Being through adversity is not everybody's going to go through adversity. How do you respond? If you watch football enough, you always hear them talking about, we dealt with some adversity. Championship teams respond to adversity. That's what we were talking about when Ed was giving that scenario. Ed don't want that championship moment.
Go over for the
True champions want that moment. They don't shy from adversity. Guess what? I'm going to tell you something, man. You can see somebody be cool, calm, and collected under pressure. His whole inside is in a knot. You know what I'm talking about? I would tell somebody, boy, I had the police pull me over one time. Boy, I had them Nike Prestos on. Boy, I'm talking about, boy, I got a whole gang of dope in the car. I done slid eat the dope, because I had him in a Tic Tac bottle. Slid him in the Prestos. I'm like, this here, boy, my heart is beating 1,000,000 beats a minute. You know what I'm saying? While I'm sitting here talking to this man has no idea, though. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that time that dude came, the police rolled up on us. I was sitting up, like I said, we waiting on Choke. So I think Chris was in the passenger seat. I don't think nobody was in the bike seat. I got a telephone box. It's probably about 3-4 ounces of crack in the telephone box. I done told y'all about this before. The telephone box sitting right here. The police officer walk up on me. All I'm sitting back thinking that is, okay, if he make am move, I'm gonna push Mr. Charlie on the ground. I'm finna jump over this wall to my left, jump the fence behind the stove into the neighborhood behind the stove, get to my smoker house, report my car stolen. You know what I'm talking about? That's what I'm finna do. Cause I'm telling my homeboy them when I see Mr. Charlie walk up, I say, bro, I'm gonna run. I'm telling you right now. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what y'all gonna do, but if Buddy gets sideways, I'm running. You know what I'm saying? It's 4 ounces of crack in this box. I ain't going to jail. Not tonight. I'm not picking it up and taking it with me. I'm running. I feel like I gotta give him fair warning. I just ain't gonna run without running. You know what I'm saying? And then leave y'all with the work. I'm letting you know so you can make your decision. Cause I know what I'm finna do. You know what I'm talking about? I know what I'm finna do. I can't catch a case right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to build something, man. I ain't got no time to be paying no bond money. I ain't got no time to be paying for no lawyer. I can't replace this dope. I gotta buy more dope now. All this just down the drain. This gonna be about $8,000-$10,000 right here. You know what I'm saying? I can't do. I got it, but I don't want to spend it. You know what I'm talking about? I'm running. And this man sitting here talking to me, my heart like this here. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about, boy, if I had a pistol, I'd have burned off on him. But I had the burner, I'd have shut it. And just hit it on him. Like straight up, just hit it on him. Get all that stuff up out of there. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't like this here, and you got to be cool, because you know the police trained to look for certain stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? They trained for that.
Do it quietly.
Boy, I'm talking about, boy, when I called the case and, that I was telling you about 14 years ago, boy, I had dope all in the car. They ain't know it. I'm talking about, they done jumped on me. I'm going to jail. Boy, I got dope everywhere. I'm talking about, I got dope in the gas tank. I got dope ducked off in the trunk. You know what I'm talking about? You ain't gonna know it. And guess what he come tell me to do? You know, we can make your case a little bit lighter if you just give us some name, man. Tell your mammy to give you some name, man. Try to take me downtown, man. What you mean, nigga? Death before dishonor, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm a criminal first. You know what I'm talking about? I am a criminal. You know what I'm saying? Criminals do not tell. Who? Why would I look like telling on the black man and Mr. Charlie for to get my man? I'll go do my bid, bro. I'm gonna do my bid. You know what I'm saying? Nigga ain't scared to do no time. Why you think nigga be telling? Cause they scared to do, they think somebody gonna get their little booty hole. You know what I'm talking about? That's why nigga be scared to go to jail. They think somebody gonna get their booty. They worrying about somebody smashing their woman. If somebody can smash your woman, she wasn't yours anyway. Let that stinking hoe go. That's how I looked at it. That's how I looked at it. Back then, boy, if I get locked up and boy, you messing with a nigga within a month after I'm gone, you stay with it. Cause you were messing with niggas before I left. That's how I looked at it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get out and I'm gonna get money and don't come back around here when we get money again. Cause I want nothing. I want you can eat, dookie, and die. Cause I seen dudes in the county. They said, "Why you doing me like this? Going all crazy, man. Let that whole go, man. Do your time and get out, bro. Nigga, you in here tripping, bro. You smashing the phone up, my nigga. I just smoked the doobie, man. You blowing my high with this. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? Nigga was real hard and cold-blooded back then, man, when it came to stuff like that. Let me get my money, man. Screw him. Stop. Nothing else matters. That's the only person that matters to me. Just riding around listening to dope boys in the trap, just catching service. Y'all don't know nothing about that, though. You know about that? You don't know nothing about that. You don't know about that. Some of y'all on here, y'all know about that song right there? Y'all know what I'm talking about? They don't know nothing about no dope boys in the trap. Well, y'all tell me. Don't none of y'all know what I'm talking about, though.
Live, come sit down.
Don't leave me hanging now. I would think Corey would know. That's from his neck of the woods. Corey, you don't know? Yeah. Yeah, that's that T.I. right there. On the first album. Banged it hard, too. You know what I'm saying? Banged it hard, too. It's something about, boy, you selling drugs, you want to hear about it, and they talk about selling drugs. Make you want to sell more drugs. You know what I'm saying? Something about, I mean, I don't know. Maybe people who like to be in love, they like to listen to love songs, make them be more in love. You know what I'm saying? We like to listen to murder. He wasn't talking about murder, but y'all, that's a little bit for you time, too. That's UGK. Some of y'all don't know, but some of y'all wasn't even born. You know what I'm saying? We just ride around and play that real loud. You know what I'm saying? Just the stuff that he's saying. It's just pushing you to want to make more money. You know what I'm saying? Because you like, well, we got to get it. This like motivation. This man talking about, boy, I know niggas 22 talking about they retiring. So I got the pounds going for 4, but you know I just paid 2. Nigga bought 30 from me, so I fronted 42. Nigga say, boy, 24.8 is what I say. So that nigga say, so bump what you do. He said, if I told you cocaine numbers, you would think I was lying. All this got in your mind is I got to get a brick. And once I get a brick, I got to get 2 bricks. And once I get 2 bricks, I got to get 4 bricks. And once I get 4 bricks, I got to get 8 bricks. And before you know it, you can't stop selling dope. Because I done seen that happen. Where dudes be like, well, I'm going to get a certain amount of money and get out the game. It never happens like that. Because just like I told you, my goal is to make $100,000, right? I'm not going to be satisfied with $100,000 because then I'm going to want to make 2. And once I make 2, I'm going to want to make 4. And when I make 4, I'm going to want to make 8. And when I make 8, I'm going to want to make 1.6 million. And when I make 1.6 million, I'm going to want to make 3.2 million. Like I'm not going to stop. Stop for what? Once you stop, you know what happened? You fall off. I seen a dude, he seen me in the gym. He said, yeah, I see you still at it. What you thought I was going to stop? Oh, you thought I was just going to put on a certain amount of muscle and be happy with that and just quit, huh? No, nigga, I ain't going to stop. I want to squat 600 pounds. Will I squat 600 pounds? Who knows? I'm going to keep going until I can do it, though. I want to deadlift 500 pounds. Will I be able to do it? Who knows? I'm going to keep pulling that weight up off the floor until I can do it, though. I want to be able to bench press 300 pounds. I ain't going too far to that because bench press my weakest move. I don't be like how my shoulder be feeling. I'm close to it, though. I'm close to it, though. You know, it builds fortitude, man. That gym builds fortitude. It builds discipline. It builds strength. It builds wherewithal. It allows you to push your body to the limits of where you thought you couldn't go and get your behind back up and get it some more. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the word ain't no different than the gym. Just like doing business ain't no different than the gym. It's not for the weak. It's not for the faint of heart. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't going to be willing to do what they got to do. Everybody can't take that setback. Me and him, we done been in the gym before and tried to pull a weight and couldn't lift it up there. What? And guess what happened though? I bet I get it next week. You know what happened? Get it next week. You know what I'm saying? So what, you have a failure and a setback, how you going to respond? You're going to be like, well, I couldn't pull 350, so I ain't going to try to pull 350 no more. I'm going to come back in here next week and try that 350. And when I pull the 350 off the ground, you know what's going to happen? I got to pull 360 now. Then I got to pull 370. So I sit back, I look at the word, I go through an adverse situation, some fear come upon me, you think that's going to stop? No, I'm going to get back up, I'm going to face it. I'm going to gird up my loins and show myself a man. That's what I'm going to do. If I got a setback business-wise, something don't go my way, hey, we going to figure out a way to get around that. If we got to jump over the wall, kick down the wall, blow up the wall, it don't make no difference. We're going to figure a way to get around that wall. And if this idea ain't a good idea, then we're going to scrap it and come up with another one. We're not going to quit till we have success. Nevertheless, that's how you supposed to sit back and look at the word. You're going to quit because you ain't had no success. You're going to quit because it wasn't never in you. Verse 39. And when he went a little further and fell on his face and prayed, saying, O my Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as thou wilt. And he cometh to the disciples and finds them asleep. Don't you realize a deep vision that came on this man at nighttime and terror came upon him? Because if he's sitting back looking at, Father, let this cup pass, then guess what? Yeshayahu, Isaiah 51 come to his mind. Telahim 75:8, Psalm 75:8, the wicked drink the cup of Yahuwah, he bring the dregs out. You know what I'm saying? He's seeing the Passover lamb in Exodus 12. He noticed him. He's seeing the light in Bereshit of Genesis 15 that Abraham see. He noticed him. This is in the nighttime where visions come to men. He said he manifests himself to a prophet in a vision or a dream. He said without a vision, the people perish. He doesn't remember the Torah. Remember we looked at that on Wednesday. Remember my Torah. Keep it, shamar it, protect it, keep it in memory. So therefore the vision is in his mind. He heard a little bit of it. and because he heard a little bit of it, terror took hold of him in the night. When deep sleep fall upon many, he went to shake. Y'all wonder why the apostles was asleep. Job told you why the apostles was asleep. And you know something as small as that, you need to know that to believe, to know why they were asleep. Some of y'all sleep right now. And just like he told them, go ahead and take your rest, because you're going to take it forever. And I ain't talking about because you physically sleep neither. Since I said that there, man. Ephesians 5:14. We'll come back to the other aspect that Brother Corey and Dwight mentioned. About that deep sleep. And I'll show you how visions fall on men. How y'all think that means if he fell into deep sleep, visions fell on men? What you think that could be? Ephesians 5:14. But make it 11 though. Listen what the man tell you. Have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them. You know what I'm saying? So that means, you know what that tell us? Just what we were talking about Wednesday, but having fellowship with a Masha, you can't have fellowship with darkness. If you got fellowship with darkness, that means you darkness. Remember what we were talking about, right? He said, I'm a companion of all those that fear thee, right? So that means Hamashiach dwells in as a companion with all those who reverence and respect him. So there's no way in the world that he can be a companion of yours if you dwell in darkness. That's going to be impossible. So why he said, don't have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather correct them. He said, for it is a shame even to speak of those things which are done of them in secret, but all things that are reproved are made manifest by the light. For whatsoever doth make manifest is light. Wherefore he saith, awake thou that sleep, and arise from the dead. Hamashiach shall give thee light. It's time to get up. That's what he talking about. He said back looking at it. You sleep. Hello? You sleep. Hello? You sleep? You sleep. See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. You know what that means to walk circumspect? To fear. How about you fearing everything you do? Remember, the fear of Yahuwah is the beginning of what? Wisdom. Y'all, we're going to get to this wisdom thing in a minute. Just bear with me, man. Just bear with me. So look at 1 Peter chapter 4. When we look at visions coming on it. Because night symbolized darkness, right? And darkness symbolized death, right? So we sit back and look at it. Hamashiach had a vision, came to him in darkness, right? 4 and 5. 1 Peter 4 and 5. Okay then. I figured that might have been this. That's a strong win for such a small baby. Who shall give account to him that is ready to judge the quick and the dead? For this cause was the gospel preached unto them that are dead, that they might be judged according to men in the flesh, but live according to Elohim in the Ruach. So now you see it again, another instance where vision came on and while deep sleep upon men. I guarantee, I bet you they feared and trembled. I bet you that. You know what I'm talking about? Those men who hadn't heard, he went and dropped that word on them. You don't think they feared and trembled? You know how we know they feared and trembled? Because all we got to do is look in the Torah. That man told you in Deuteronomy 11:19. He say, speak this word while you walkest by the way, when you lay it down, when you rise it up. And when he dropped that word on them, what he called to happen? He called the earthquake, the thunders, and the lightnings, and the people feared and they trembled. So you know what that shows us when we supposed to hear the word? Supposed to be a fear and you're supposed to be a trembling. Because you're supposed to be hearing the words of your Elohim. Not my voice, but hearing his words. When you hear his words, it ought to touch your heart. And if it touch your heart, then you know you wouldn't perish, because where there's no vision, the people die. Where there's no word, the people are dead. Where Hamashiach is absent, there is no light. That's why he said, awake thou that sleepest. You dwell in darkness. There's no light in darkness. You see some light outside right now, outside that moon? Well, if he ain't put that lesser light in the sky for you to see, you couldn't even see before you. We ain't talking about because these white folk got street lights out here. You wouldn't even know where you're going. Some of y'all don't know where you're going right now. And you're going to walk right into a wall. But that wall you're going to walk into is that wall that was built in troublous times. And he's like I said, he's going to fall on it and he's going to grind you into powder. Job chapter 4. Praise y'all for the word. Well, ain't nothing like knowing Mashiach, man. Mashiach give you eye to see. Give you some skill. You know how to carry yourself in this present age. You know what I'm saying? People know how to carry themselves. People know how to think. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just certain things you wouldn't do. If you got skill, it is certain things you ain't gonna do. It's just certain ways you ain't gonna go.
No.
It's just certain things you ain't gonna say.
Turn around.
We're looking about verse 15. Then a spirit passed before my face, the hair of my flesh stood up. I stood still, but I couldn't discern the form thereof. An image was before my eyes, saying, before my eyes there was silence, and I heard a voice saying, shall a mortal man be more just than Elohim? And shall a man be more pure than his maker? Behold, he put no trust in his servants, and his Malachim he charged with violence. What you think this mean when he say his Malachim he charged with violence? What y'all think that means? Malachim he charged with violence? See, I meant to go over this last week. That's why I'm working it in now. Come over here to the Epistle of Jude or Yehuda. The Epistle of Jude. Look at about verse 3. The Epistle of Jude and about verse 3. Beloved, when I gave all diligence to write unto you of the common salvation, it was needful for me to write unto you, and to exhort you that you should earnestly contend for the faith which was once delivered unto the Kadeshim. So I say that there too, you know, I don't know when he's going to do it. We'll be contending for the faith in about a month or so. He having one of those sinner transgressors, believers in the Mashiach round tables. I just feel like dropping my foot off in the ignorant niggas behind. You know what I'm saying? I might get me one. I might not get nobody. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like dropping, because them niggas be talking real greasy, man. They do though. They be talking real greasy. So every now and then, you know, you got to go contend for the faith. And I know if he put some of the people that was on the show that were with me when we just did it and it was just us, niggas going to embarrass themselves. I know one of them ain't going to be on there because Sal has banned him. I mean, the nigga got himself banned from what I was told. Nigga had a debate with somebody and he wanted to tell the dude, like, when you in a debate, right? Let's say y'all debate, right? You can't tell the moderator to tell him not to insult the audience. If in his presentation and soliloquy he want to repudiate the audience and talk bad about him, that's his prerogative.
Down.
Because all he was saying, he was calling the people idol worshipers and calling them stupid. And he felt like that Sal should have stopped him from doing that. That's not up to Sal. Doesn't have no control over that. I could get on there and debate and say, all you niggas stupid, all you niggas stupid, all you niggas stupid, all you niggas stupid. I could say that. Just, I mean, if it don't apply to you, it wouldn't even bother you. Like, I know I'm not an idolater. If I know believing on the Mashiach don't make me an idolater, you saying that would not offend me. You know what I'm saying? I might not appreciate it. I might want to get some straightening. You know what I'm saying? But not to the point where, so he made videos going off on the dude. I think more than anything, he probably got spanked in a debate. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hey man, nigga alright with me, man, but the nigga debating skills are negative 1,000. Nigga's trash, man. You know what I'm saying? Nigga sucks. He's no good. I never heard nobody say they liked him in the hood.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know what I'm saying? Never. You know what I'm saying? Nigga suck, you no good. But that nigga when it did that sound like, you know what I'm saying? You can't come through here. Cause even on the one we was on, I was getting hot. Cause I'm like, you sound real stupid right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got the phone on mute and all, I'm like, this nigga, he need to shut up, man. Like, nigga, shut up, man. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, I'm talking about, it might be 3-year-old children smarter than you, man. Like, if you can't even communicate properly, if you can't even enunciate words right, you have no business public speaking. You know what I'm saying? I'm straight up, I ain't even being funny or nothing, man. If you can't stand in front of people and put a cohesive, coherent sentence together, but you ain't even got no business public speaking. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about for real, man. Not just with anybody, because you're not going to be able to effectively convey your message. And if you can't effectively convey your message, then there's no way your audience will actually be invested in your message. You know what I'm saying? To where they would actually grasp your message and then want to be a part of what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? So since you can't even talk straight, since you can't even speak proper English, When I'm talking about proper English, I ain't talking about sounding like no Caucasian. I'm talking about actually construct the sentence where I understand what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? How do you talk like you write? Because I done ran across dudes who talk how they write. No commas, just run on sentences. You know what I'm talking about? No periods. Talk like they spell. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are a certified idiot. Like, how do you talk like you write? I'm telling you, man, public speaking is necessary. If any of y'all want to do any type of business, man, and you got to sell stuff, make sure you get your public speaking skills on par. It can be nerve-wracking at times if you ain't never really stood up in front of a whole bunch of people and talked to them. You know what I'm saying? I get that, man. I mean, it was natural for me. I've been doing it for years. You know what I'm saying? But it don't come natural for everybody. It's a learned skill. It takes some time. But please do that for me. Boy, learn how to do it. You know what I'm saying? It'll help you out later. I'm telling you, it will help you out later. And if you can't do it, pay somebody to do it. You know what I'm saying? Don't get up there and embarrass yourself. Cause this man get on these shows and embarrass himself every time. I be feeling for him too. You know what I'm saying? Don't go out like that, man. Don't go out like that. For real, man. Don't go out like that. You know what I'm saying? About her photo. But for real though, all jokes aside though, sometimes you gotta contend for the faith though. You know what I'm saying? I might be clowning and all that, but in all seriousness though, sometimes you gotta contend for it. Sometimes you gotta put 10-toe flat, throw your setup, hey man, and we can make it do what it do. We do it however you want to do it. You know what I'm saying? We can do it the easy way, the hard way. We can, you know what I'm saying? We can handle this like gentlemen, or we can get into some gangster stuff. It's all on you.
No.
You know what I'm saying? I don't mind handling it like no gentleman. I also don't mind getting my hands dirty either. I don't mind. You know what I'm saying? For this right here,
Sit back down.
I don't mind. You know what I'm saying? I will slay and nigga walking. You can go get whoever you want to get. Just like we sat out there with your man at Burger King. Told me I need some international knowledge. I know what you need. You need an international butt whooping. I'm getting it to you right now. Because, nigga, I don't care who it is, man. And I ain't saying that out of no pride or no arrogance. You can go get whoever you want to get, man. Because all I got to bring is a my shot with me. I guarantee you. When he say put him in the front seat with me, I bet I whoop his behind. You know what I'm talking about? Straight up. That's how I feel. Check this out. When you got a my shot with you, you're going to have that type of confidence. That's why Paul said, allow me to speak boldly as I ought to speak. Huh? No, I ain't saying that because I feel like I'm somebody. I feel like that because I know who with me. You know what I'm talking about? Tell him again, little Mike. Straight up. My man. You know what I'm saying? We got to watch little Mike. He's a real live parrot. See? Verse 4. He said, but there were certain men crept in unawares who were before of old ordained to this condemnation. Ungodly men turning the grace of our Elohim into lasciviousness and denying the only Yahuwah Elohim and our master Yahushua HaMashiach. That's all these dudes want to do. That's why he say he don't even put no trust in his servants. He say he charged his Malachim with folly. He said, I will therefore put you in remembrance, though you once knew this, that Yahuwah, having saved the people out of Mizraim, afterward destroyed them that believed not. And the Malachim which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation, he hath reserved in everlasting chains under darkness until the judgment of the great day. You see how he talking about he charged him Malachim with folly? You see what Jude getting it from? He said, can a man make himself more pure than his maker? That's what some of y'all turn around and try to do. Make yourself be more, how you going to be around here more clean than your maker? You ain't going to be more clean than him. He going to make you clean. You don't make him clean. You need him. He don't need you. 1 John chapter 4. For himself. That man don't need you. He has no need of us. We have need of him. I think we forget that sometimes. You sit back and look at it. That's what Job's sin was. That he was righteous in his own eyes. You know what I'm talking about? But guess what happened when y'all showed him that though? He repented in dust and ashes. See, that's the whole sit back and key thing. And you can sit back and look at if somebody in a transgression. But what happens when y'all show them their transgression? How will they react? That's what y'all don't look at. What do you see when it's brought to their attention? What do you see when a man fall down? Does he get up and keep fighting? Or does he lay down? Even in all that sorrow that Job was going through, he didn't lay down. He wanted to lay down, but he wasn't going to lay down. You know what I'm saying? That's the hallmark of a champion. That's true strength. True strength is to keep going even when you don't want to. Even when situation and circumstance say stay down, you get up. Y'all done seen movies or boxing matches where they like, just stay down. Just stay down. But they steady be getting up. Some of y'all done seen Rocky. They yelling Rocky, stay down. Rocky, get up though. A champion ain't never gonna lay down. He ain't never gonna lay down. He ain't gonna never quit. He ain't gonna never surrender. You gonna have to kill him. Death the only thing gonna make him lay down. First John 4:7. Beloved, let us love one another. For love is of Elohim. Everyone that love is born of Elohim. And know Elohim. He that love not know not Elohim, for Elohim is love. You sit back and look at it. This man loved you enough to walk in the Torah and die for you. So you know if you don't love Elohim to walk in the Torah and die for him, you can't be an Elohim. Because if you love him, you're going to love your neighbors, you love yourself. And even if you were to trespass against your neighbor, you would acknowledge that trespass. You know what I'm talking about? You would acknowledge it. He said love work no ill to his neighbor. You know what I'm talking about? And this was manifested the love of Elohim towards us, because that Elohim sent his only begotten son into the world that we might live through him. I'm going to tie this into something else too, man. Y'all bear with me. I got too much stuff in my brain for one evening. Herein is love, not that we loved Elohim. Herein is love, not that we loved Elohim. Herein is love, not that we loved Elohim, but that he loved us. But that he loved us. And sent his son to be the propitiation for our sins. That's what y'all need to remember. You didn't, he say what need does he have of his servants? You didn't love him, he loved you. So that means you would ought to reciprocate that back by your obedience through faith, because the vision been manifested. And you would keep the Torah, and you would walk circumspectly, not as a fool. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know, we done talked about this here before, man. You know that John 6:63 when he say it's the ruach that quicken, the flesh part. You know, he had done told him he that eat my flesh and all this here. And he sat back and looked at him and he said, did this offend you? They say this a hard saying. He said, Mashiach say he already knew who believed and who didn't. He said, no man can come unto me except the Father which has sent me a drawing. And many of those people stopped walking with him from that time. Because when that word go to dropping too hard, niggas don't want to walk. They don't want to walk. I'm telling you, man, Danielle said something real now. She said, look here, man. Even though I wasn't even going through it like that, her words were appreciated. Because like I'm saying, man, I'm thinking about this situation. I'm thinking about this business. I'm thinking about this. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about certain other. I'm thinking about a lot of things. Because, you know, I think too much. Yeah, usually when you are overthinker, you'll create problems that don't even exist. You know what I'm saying? Because you be analyzing stuff, you be taking, you know what I'm saying? That's what an analytical mind does. Analytical mind will break stuff down all the way down to the last physical compound, and then it ain't actually, what you broke down wasn't even there. A lot of times overthinkers don't express it, but when they express it, that's when the problems get bigger. You know what I'm saying? That's how I am. I'm an overthinker. I would think stuff all the way out, and you create a problem that's not even there. You know what I'm saying? So then you can make a situation worse. See, I was telling somebody this last night, like, me being by myself didn't bother me. I always was by myself. I was the only child, you know what I'm saying? So I ain't had no problem being in my own brain. So going to jail or being in a cell by myself or all this here, that didn't bother me. Matter of fact, I hated being in prison because I couldn't separate and be by myself. I had to constantly always be around other people. You know what I'm saying? I noticed people didn't like to go to confinement because then they would have to be in this cell by themselves, alone, with their thoughts. And a lot of niggas couldn't sit alone and face their thoughts. You know what I'm saying? They ain't bothered me, man. I did 60 days in a 8x9 room, man. Some of them days dolo. No reading materials, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? Niggas just in there in their drawers, literally. They got you in boxes and a t-shirt. Only time they give you some pants, you got some pants in there, but they don't really want you to wear them. The only time they want you to put them on is when the nurse comes to the door for medication. If you got somebody in that room to do that, because you know them boys will pull their pistol out real fast. If you don't know what I'm talking about, use your imagination. You know what I'm talking about? They pull that pistol out real fast, be out that door like this here. Bop, 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 bop. No shame. No shame.
Stop.
Who? Look here, boy, them boys ain't got no shame. You tell a nigga 30 years talking about put your pistol up. He ain't finna see another woman get in his life. Ain't even gonna smell her, ain't even gonna get the chance to brush up against her. He gonna have no problem pulling out that 30-06, boy. You know what I'm talking about? Ha ha! You just like this here, come on, my nigga, don't do that while I'm standing right there, bro. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? But you sitting in that room, you by yourself. All you can do is think. You know what I'm saying? That's all you can do. Man, you know how many times I went over the scenario of the night that I got caught that case in my head, them 4.5 years, man? You know how many times I went down there? Boy, if you just would have did this and did that. There was no way I should have been able to analyze that 5-minute window the way that I did. Like you sitting back thinking about your whole entire life while you up in there, man. You know what I'm saying? Your whole life. I'm talking about to the most minute details. That's why I be telling y'all, man. Boy, you go to jail, I ain't talking about you was in jail, but you go to prison, you not gonna be the same person you were before you walk in them ways of wide fences, man. You know what I'm saying? You get out here in these streets, you are not gonna be the same person you were before you did it. It's either gonna refine you and make you a better person when you come up out of it. It's gonna mentally break you, or you gonna still be the same. You know what I'm saying? To get through prison, you got to be mentally tough. You got to be. Man, truth be told, to be a black man in America, you got to be mentally tough. Got to be mentally tough. Yeah, you're going to have times where you're going to feel like breaking down, might even break down, but you're going to dust yourself up and get back to it. I'm going to sit back and tell you, you women don't know. Y'all don't know what it's like to be a black man in this place, man. Some of y'all young boys don't even know nothing about it, because you ain't been through nothing. You ain't really seen nothing yet. We were just talking about this here, man. I ain't even know that there, man. My homeboy got killed by the police. I knew a dude got killed by the police. They tased him to death for no reason whatsoever other than they could do it right there on Atlantic Beach, man. I done had the police punch me in the stomach. Boy, I promise to you, boy, I want to beat all the fat off this crack. Straight up and down, look him in his face and say, man, take these handcuffs off me, man, take your utility belt off. I bet I whoop your behind and you can still take me to jail. You know what I'm saying? I don't even care about going to jail. I just want to whoop you. You ain't had no business putting your hands on me, man. Straight up and down. I don't care how gonna punch me in my stomach with a powder puff too. You know what I'm talking about? At least if you gonna punch me, make it count. All I wanted to do was knock his whole face off. You know what I'm saying? I'm like this here, right? Cause somebody was telling me the other day, like I can get frustrated and real angry. I don't get angry like this here. You might see me get angry. I don't get as angry as easily as some might think. You know what I'm saying? Those that know me for a good little while, I don't get as mad as some might think. Now, I can get frustrated, but boy, if I really, really am mad, see, a lot of times you just seen me frustrated. You ain't seen me mad. You know what I'm saying? My frustration and my anger is two different things. I can get frustrated, and once the frustration passes, I'm good. But when I get mad, that's something totally different. Because I don't get mad easily. I think the last time I got mad was 2014. A lot of times they were frustrated. You know what I'm saying? I was mad 2014. Dwight witnessed this. That day right there, I was mad. You know what I'm saying? I was mad that day. Huh? Was that what? No. Oh, that day there? Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that. That day right there, I was mad. I was mad that day. You're right. You show you right. I forgot about that. Yeah, I was mad that day. That day right there, I was mad. You know what I'm saying? I was mad. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't no frustration right there. I was mad. I was hot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was 2016. Or 2015.
I'm sorry, yeah, it was 2016.
That was 2016. That might have been this month.
You're right. I hate the American calendar that much. I don't even.
No, I forgot about that. You know what I'm saying? I forgot about that. You brought that to my memory. I stand correct. Yeah, I was mad that day. Like, really mad. You know what I'm saying? Really mad. You know what I'm saying? I was really mad. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, y'all, some of y'all done seen me and I might have snapped. You thought I was mad. I just might have snapped, or I just was frustrated. But I was mad. He seen me. He didn't see me in the flesh. You heard it too, though. I was mad. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference. You can tell when I'm mad, because, boy, it's a rage like none other. Because I don't get mad easily. I might get frustrated a little easy, but I don't get mad easily. Come on back to Job chapter 4. Now let's look at verse 19.
Lizzie.
He say, how much less
Come back.
in them that dwell in houses of clay, whose foundation is in the dust, which are crushed before the moth. So he's sitting back telling you how much less would the Most High charge man with folly if he'll charge a Malachim with folly. You understand what I'm telling you? Then he says, they are destroyed from morning to evening. They perish for without any regard in it. I want y'all to keep that in mind, right? Doth not their excellency which is in them go away? Ooh. They die even without wisdom. What you think this could mean, y'all? What's the opposite of being wise? Being a fool, right? Now listen to what he said now, and I'm gonna sit back and I want to answer from somebody. I'm not asking y'all this for no reason. Gotta make sure you stay sharp now. Calm down, tears. He say, how much less than them that dwell in houses of clay, whose foundation is in the dust. Remember, dust you came from, dust you shall return. So he talking about the sons of Adam, right? Leah, hush. He say, who are crushed before the moth. He say, they are destroyed from morning to evening. They perish forever without any regard in it. Doth not their excellency which is in them go away? They die even without wisdom. Any one of you brothers on this phone, matter of fact, any one of you women on this phone, anybody on this phone, who knows what this could mean? What y'all think this could mean sitting in this room? Lil Mike, sit down. Leah, you sit down with him. Lizzie, you just eat your apple. Go ahead. No, that's not a bad answer, but that's not what it's talking about. Take your time, take your time. Yeah, you can give you that. I can hear that. Who that was? Little Stanley coming in. Hold on. Now listen. Go ahead. I'm gonna start at verse 17 again. And I want y'all to listen to me now. Because don't y'all say, ain't none of that stuff y'all saying is like, drastically wrong. They're actually good responses on what you're talking about, on your viewpoint of how you looking at it. You know what I'm saying? T looking at it is they took part of the new covenant, so they left without wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Corey said he's looking at it like Saul, because Saul died without wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Stanley looking at it is that these are people who heard but didn't take heed and rejected the son.
Hey,
Sit down.
You, Stanks.
I got this clip.
You, go over there with your mama. And listen,
Liz,
see
come
your
on.
eye.
Sit down.
Listen, remember read verse 17. Shall mortal man be more just than Elohim? Shall a mortal man be more just than Yah? We know Ecclesiastes 7:20 say what? There is no just man upon the earth that doeth good and sin not. But we know when the Mashiach came, he was called just. So he wasn't more just than Elohim because he thought it not robbery to be made equal with Elohim. You know what I'm talking about? So then he say, shall a man be more pure than his maker?
Listen.
Now we know a man, none of us can be pure or clean. Remember, Mashiach said, you are now clean from the word that I have spoken unto you. He said, I've washed you with the washing of water by the word, that you might present it to himself a glorious house, without spot, wrinkle, or blemish, and without be kadesh, without any such thing. So we know a Mashiach ended up being just and pure with his maker, not more, but equal to him. So then we turn around and look at, behold, he put no trust in his servants, and his Malachim he charged with folly. So now he say he didn't put no trust in his servants. Then he say he even charged his messengers with foolishness or transgression. Now listen and follow. How much less in them that dwell in houses of clay? Who dwells in houses of clay? Man dwells in houses of clay. He say whose foundation is in the dust. We know the foundation will take us right back to Genesis chapter 2. With Adam. Your foundation, your beginning is in the dust. Follow me now. He say, which are crushed before the moth. He say, they are destroyed from morning to evening. They perish forever without anybody regarding it. Meaning regarding is to think on it, right? He says, doth not their excellency which is in them go away. What is the excellency according to the word? What is excellency according to our Torah? What is excellency? Then he say they die even without wisdom. So we know wisdom means skill. And also the spirit too, what he's sitting there talking about, right? That's correct. That was you, Johnny.
Hey, y'all stop. Put it up.
That's correct too. Now sit back and think about it, right? Who is destroyed from morning to evening? Who is destroyed from morning to evening? And nobody regarded it. Get you Yeshayahu, Isaiah 57:1, with nobody regarded it. Because you got to remember, Hamashiach, the word became flesh. So he dwelt in a house of clay. His foundation, why you think he kept walking around saying the Son of Man, or as we would say, the Son of Adam, or the first from the ground? So I want y'all to think about that every time you read a Mashiach say, Son of Man. I want your mind to turn to think on Son of Adam. And I want you to think that when you see Son of Adam, I want you to think about first from the ground. Woo! So the next thing, Corey, we might sit back and go and add that word on there too, because I actually got 4 words. That's why I say tomorrow, don't go too long. Because I really want to just see what these words going to take. The one for laying up and storing, wisdom, Shamar, and Adam. I'm talking about spelling them in Hebrew and then seeing what we get out of that. Because we talk about all 4 of these things all week. 57:1. He say the righteous perish and no man lay it to heart. Merciful men are taken away, none considering that the righteous is taken away from the evil to come. Now he say a righteous man perish, nobody lays it to heart. He say from morning to evening they are destroyed and nobody regards it. Get you Matthew 27:1 and let's see something. I ain't even getting nowhere close to what I had in my mind to do. Maybe he'll just save it till we break wisdom all the way down, spelling wise. You understand what I'm telling you?
Hi, mommy. Hey, mommy. Hey, hush it up.
Y'all like to tell your mother hello, don't you? 27:1. He said, when the morning was come, all the chief priests and the elders of the people took counsel against Yahushua to put him to death. When did it say what time of day it was? Don't y'all realize? Morning. We already read about when the fear come on upon them at nighttime and they go to trembling, right? So we didn't actually see when he getting ready to die. Then he say from morning to evening. From morning to evening, they are destroyed. Those whose foundation is in the dust, who dwell in houses of clay. Now what happened when the Mashiach died? What did the Most High have happen? He brought darkness to him. So from morning to evening he was destroyed. Nobody regarded it. Let's see how nobody regarded it. Let's look at the only person who said something. My page is a little messed up. You stay in the same 27th chapter. I can't see what the verse is. I want to say it's 53. It's actually 54. Listen. Down. And it says, now when the centurion and they that were with him watching Yahushua saw the earthquake, those that were done, they feared greatly, saying, truly, this was the son of Elohim. But do you realize that nobody at Yasharal regarded it though? Was he not destroyed from morning to evening? Nobody regarded it though. Nobody. I still got the title said it's something else. I posted a little something about it and I'm finna show you in a minute. Nobody regarded it. Nobody did. So who knows according to the Torah what is excellency? According to our law, what is excellency? Anyone? No, it's not the fear of Elohim. Not a bad answer, but that's not what we're looking for. It's 2 places in the Torah. I'm going to narrow it down for you. Bereshit and Dabrim. Genesis and Deuteronomy speaks to you and tells you what is excellency. Anybody? Now that one there, that would be righteousness for you. Because remember he say the excellency perishes, right? It leaves a man and he dies without wisdom, right? So let's look at the 49th chapter of the book of Genesis and the first verse. There you go. You don't talk about that Reuben. And what was Reuben? He was the firstborn. And what does Deuteronomy 21 tell us? That the wife of the hated cannot go above the wife of the loved, because the firstborn is the excellency of a man's strength and his might. Genesis 49:1. So when we look at his excellency coming up out of him, you've seen him giving up his power. Say he died without wisdom or without skill. Which means he died like a fool. And you know how many times we can go and say and sit back and look at a fool. But what we're looking at is, and what y'all ain't even realize is, this still going back to what we looked at in Proverbs 29. Because all we sit back looking at is the rod and the reproof given in wisdom. Y'all ain't even realize that, though. All that sitting back looking at that shaking and the foundations of clay and the excellency passing and all this type of stuff. This is the rod. Ain't that the rod and the reproof he put on the man? Because we know the book of Proverbs say stripes are made for a fool's back. Didn't they whoop him out, y'all? He said, had it happened to a fool, even so it happened to me. You know what was funny? That he just hit my mind, right? I started to say something to him, too, on his post, right? You know, they got a big old thing in Times Square for the TV show Lucifer, right?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I seen when he posted that there, and I started to tell him, little do they know, he like, that's who they, I said, little do they know, y'all think that they bigging up Satan when they actually bigging up Hamashiach and don't even know it.
Say he's coming.
Say Lucifer is coming, and little do they know Lucifer is coming. He is coming. The bright and morning star. Bringing light. See, I got something on the sun too. But that's in Ecclesiastes. That was something that I had to work on. You know what I'm saying? I got to try to work it in. Ain't but 10:25. I might got time. But Genesis 49:1.
Doubt it.
I started at 9.
Okay, we can start then.
What you mean doubt it? Nigga fart in your face. Yeah, I said it.
Hey, you a brave man, you got that.
I'm gonna tell you like you tell us, basket it.
Yeah, you.
This nigga gonna fart, then walk by you, tell you to basket it. I'm going back to you. What I'm saying? I ain't never heard nobody say nothing like that before in my life. You know what I mean?
I did not walk by.
You don't walk by, but you still go ahead and drop the load and tell us to basket it.
If you can smell it, basket it.
So that's the only thing come close to. It's like he like the crop duster.
Nah, we used to do that.
You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I ain't even gonna say like this. He like to pull drive-bys. You know what I'm talking about? Put a silence on the AK. He don't want you to know he done got out here sprayed up the whole block.
Man, my force don't stink, man.
Well, if anybody sit back and say they fart don't stink, you know what you just found, you sir? A liar. Because I haven't met anybody who had flatulence and it didn't have a putrid odor to it.
Most of mine don't. Only time we do is when I got the bubble gut, when I
Man,
got
look
the
at
BG.
me. You might can't smell it. I bet you
I smell it.
I bet you somebody else walk past you and be like, oh, my farts don't stink. And they gonna raise their hand and say, sir, I beg to differ.
Nigga, please. I smell every fart that stink, man. I'm the first one to smell it. That's when I know to walk away so nobody else smells it.
That's what you think. And you done let something you thought wasn't stinking, somebody done walk past and came with this thing. The nerve.
You know what I do? I look at people too when they walk past. To see if they face strange. And if they do, I go ahead and come up and say, yeah, that'll be. My bad.
This guy here, man, let me go. I ain't got time to mess with this dude here, man. Then he gonna sit back and somebody fart, then walk, then sit back and watch to see if somebody smell it or not.
No, I'm talking about, like, say if I'm in my own little work area, you know what I'm saying? I'm part of my area and you come walk past, I'm looking at it. Like, yeah, that's why I came over here. You know that, right? That's why I came
Come
over here.
on, Bear Sheep 49:1. I can't do nothing with this dude.
You go, man.
He said, Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together that I may tell you what that which shall befall you in the last days. Gather yourselves together and hear ye sons of Jacob, hearken unto Yasharal your father. Reuben, thou art my firstborn, my might, the beginning of my strength, the excellency of dignity, and the excellency of power. Now, let's look at something when we think about the word dignity and power. When you hear dignity, what do you think of when you hear dignity? Honor. Now you see how you say excellency came up out of him? So dignity and power came out of this man. Because you think that was dignity what he went through? Ain't nothing dignified about that. How many of y'all would have been willing to go through that? Some of y'all gonna sit back and lie and say, I would have did it. I ain't gonna tell you that lie. You sit back and say like this here, boy, you gotta do this here for a whole bunch of sinners. People who hate you. I'm a pass. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie to you. I would pass. Well, that takes something, boy. You talking about dying for people who, now the Hebrew word for dignity, you can spell it C-E-A or C-E-E-T-H. It is Sahah. And it means elevation, exaltation, dignity, swelling, uprising, dignity, exaltation, loftiness, swelling, uprising. Now, what do you think if you sit back and look at his excellency departed from him? So his exaltation. What did the Mashiach tell us about being exalted? He said, there you go. He said, he that humbleth himself shall be exalted, and he that exalteth himself shall be abased. So when you sit back, go on and get your Philippians 2 and 5. And then the Hebrew word for power we have here is Az, A-Z, and it's just strong, mighty, and fierce. You know what I'm saying? So when you sit back and look at it, you seen that man power departed from him. Az, A-Z. I just didn't want to say it like some people like to try to change up saying another word that ain't nobody got no business saying. Oh, A-Z, like the rapper. Philippians 2 and 5. Because I like to say according to Herbie mentioning, because I think we'll start taking that track too. You know what I'm saying? Taking words, certain words, spelling them in Hebrew, hitting the Hebrew math on it, hitting the characters on it, and get some understanding on it. Y'all hear me? You know what I'm saying? Along with whatever sentence that he bring. Which we look like we probably dealing with Bereshit chapter 1 with the course that he taken. And that's cool. Because, you know, and we're going to take one word out of the sentence that he got like we've been doing too. But we really going to start working that Hebrew math. Corey, you done ordered the book yet? Yeah, we're going to really start working that math though. No doubt. He said, let this mind be in you, which was also in Yahushua HaMashiach, who being in the form of Elohim, thought it not robbery to be equal with Elohim. And but made himself of no reputation and took upon him the form of a servant. Remember saying he ain't put no trust in his servants, do it? And was made in the likeness of men, made in a house of clay, foundation in the dust. And being found fashioned as a man, he humbled himself and became obedient unto death, even the death of the stake. Wherefore Elohim also highly exalted him and given him a name which is above every name. So when you see that excellency of power and dignity, that exaltation left from it, and guess what he lost? He lost his wisdom too, didn't he? He had to lose it. See, come on back over here to James chapter 4. See, this is one of the key things that stop people from getting saved. They ain't got no humility. They got false humility. 4 and 6. I know I want to say I want to deal with something about that war between the flesh and the ruach, but we just won't get there. Maybe I'll get to it tomorrow, on tomorrow. And again, as a reminder, University Park, community room 8. But he give more grace or more favor. Wherefore he saith, Elohim resist the proud, but give favor unto the humble. Submit yourselves therefore to Elohim, and resist the devil, and he will flee from you. You know what I'm saying? When you turn around and sit back and look at it, you could be tempted, you could be afflicted. Like you sit back and look at it, even when the Mashiach was afflicted, hadn't ate for 40 days and 40 nights. He was in a weak state, and Satan came to try him, but he resisted him. That's what I'm saying to tell you. I might have been in a weak state. It could have been talking crazy. But when Satan came to try me, I'm going to resist you, buddy. Because I'm going to submit to the will of Elohim. He could come in here, oh, boy, go on here and do this here. Man, I'm not going to do that, man. I know what the words say. Not doing that. Oh, go ahead and kill yourself. Man, I'm not finna do that. I know what the words say. Niggas, you sound stupid right now. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you talk as one of the foolish women talk. That's the part y'all don't realize. You sit back and you think, well, man, bro, talking crazy, what's wrong with him? I ain't like this here, man. Ain't nothing wrong with him. You know what I'm saying? Just be easy, nigga. Nigga ain't gonna quit. Well, if I could stand in front of a man and look at 3 years to life in prison, and ain't fold, nigga, that little thing ain't gonna do nothing. Because I know ain't there too many of y'all probably other than Dap done stood in front of somebody and they can give you a natural life sentence in prison. You know what I'm saying? That's some reality for you behind. You sit there looking at your life in a man's hands. He can literally give you life, and life means exactly that in the state of Florida, man. Natural life. Yeah, man. I'm standing in front of a man looking at 3 years minimum mandatory to life in prison. For some crack, man. I'm like, well, I'm in here with niggas. Niggas killing niggas ain't getting life. You know what I'm saying? Why watch a nigga get 28 years for stabbing a man in self-defense? They say they gave him 28 years because they say after he stabbed him the first 2 times, he could have stopped. He said he kept going. They said you had it already. He said you done already disabled the man. Cause kept on going. It was his mama boyfriend. The word part was, this nigga was probably about 30-something years old. Well, I watched my homeboy, man, get like, 25 years, man, for killing a nigga because the nigga tried to rob him of his weed that he was trying to sell to him. And he murdered the dude. Well, he shot at the dude, but he killed somebody else. And who he killed happened to be a police officer's son. And they gave bro 25 years, man. 20 years old, man. Whole life gone. Because the nigga tried to rob him. The dude who got killed just happened to be in the house playing video games while the nigga pulled that junkie stunt and lost his life. Same token, we seen a white boy get 7 years for decapitating his old lady grandma, granddaddy or daddy head and walking in the bank talking about, is this sufficient enough ID to get into the bank account? It sounds crazy. Like, man, ain't nothing like that happen. I was locked up with him though, because there's some stuff people do, they don't put it on the news, bro. You know what I'm saying? Or they don't tell you the whole thing. And
Bitch, they don't know about the nigga that cut his mama head off and walk around in a shopping bag with it.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? They don't tell you about stuff like that. Like, I wouldn't have believed that Buddy did that unless I was in there with him. I was in there with him. Cuz got 7 years for that, man. He killed the dude, decapitated him, and walked in the bank, went to head, talking about, is this sufficient enough identification to get in the bank account? He gets 7 years, man. I'm talking about the state attorney acknowledged my homeboy Takoya was defending himself, man, and gave him a quarter. They acknowledged it, talking about that's not a good enough reason. Well, what I'm supposed to do, nigga, trying to come rob me with a gat? I'm supposed to sit there and let him rob me? I'm finna shoot this nigga. And whoever with him. I'll shoot his man if she's standing there with him. Because it's coming down to, it's me or you, it's gonna be you. If it come down to my life or your life, oh, you dying. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no shame in that. How's it? That don't make you a killer. That ain't saying you hard, man. That's self-preservation. Don't you realize that's one of the first rules of the law of nature is self-preservation?
Go with your mom.
Straight up and down. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. That ain't on no hard stuff. There's no way in the world, boy, if I had a pistol laying right here on this table and somebody kicked that door in, I'm gonna gun him. I ain't finna ask no question. He talking about lay it down. I'm gonna lay you down, nigga. You better hope you get yours off before I get mine. And I can't even own a gun. You know what I'm talking about? I can't even go buy one. I ain't gonna lie to you, cause boy, if I get married, I bet I send my wife to go buy a pistol. I bet we have all in the house too. Under the couch, under cushions, in closets. I want to be able to grab a gun wherever I'm in the house, boy, I know one close. Who? Well, these white folk crazy, boy. I bet I kill them about mine. You know what I'm saying? With no hesitation. Ain't gonna think twice. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing talking about, yeah, I'll die for you, but I'll spill blood for you too, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, straight up and down. Spill it. Wash my feet in it. Dance in it. You know what I'm talking about? Well, you know, that's word, though. He say, you know what I'm talking about? He say the righteous will wash their feet in the blood of the wicked, that you might know it's a reward for the righteous. Y'all don't know nothing about that. Why you think Marshall got all that blood on his garment? He got to wash his feet in their blood, so he know it's a reward for him. But y'all ain't even know that about. Y'all ain't even know the word said that, did you? Y'all know the word said that? Who on here didn't know the word said that? You know the word said that?
Never said time to.
You know, I always say it, because I want to wash mine in their blood. Take it as a game. I'm going to read that to you too. And I'm going to link it up with a Masha because I said it, so you know it's a reward. He going to lose his excellency. He got to get it, but he got to get his power and dignity back, right? So if he got to sit back and he humbled himself because he gave up that excellency, he died without wisdom, he give it power, which is his strength and his might. But this man coming back, he coming back for war. Who blood he gonna spill? All those who sinned against him. Better hope it ain't none of yours. No, the law say, you know what the law say? He that spilleth man blood, by man blood, his must be spilled. You a sinner, he gonna spill your blood. You spilled his. You ain't feel bad about spilling his, he ain't gonna feel bad about spilling yours. He say, draw nigh to Elohim, and he will draw nigh to you. Cleanse your hands, ye sinners, and purify your hearts, ye double-minded. Be afflicted in mourning, weep. Let your laughter be turned to mourning, and your joy to heaviness. I'm going to ask y'all a question. Y'all know where James getting this from? About let your laughter be turned to mourning, and your joy to heaviness? Because he getting this out the law. Not the Torah, so to speak, but he getting it out of Tanakh. He getting this out the scriptures. Because I had it in my mind to preach on this. That's why I'm asking y'all know where he get it from. I'll read it to you in a minute. Humble yourselves in the sight of Yahuwah, and he shall lift you up. That's what he did with Amashah, didn't he? He humbled himself and became a house of clay, foundation of the dust. From morning to evening he was killed. Nobody regarded it.
No.
As you know why nobody regarded it? Because where there is no vision, the people perish. But blessed or baruch or increased is he, or happy is he who keep the Torah. You know what I'm saying? Come over here to Ecclesiastes chapter 7. I'll show you where James gets it from. That's why you can sit back and look at, you see somebody mourning, ain't nothing wrong with that. The book say, blessed are those that mourn, they'll be comforted. You walk around here, be happy every day. You dealing with this here, we already dealt with this not too long ago. With much knowledge come grief and sorrow. Amashah was a man of sorrow. Well, how you gonna walk with Amashah if you don't have no sorrows? I ain't talking about the sorrows of the world either. I ain't talking about that. I ain't talking about that no. Ecclesiastes 7 and 3.
Be quiet.
He say sorrow is better than laughter. Did he tell you let your laughter be turned to sorrow? For by sadness of the countenance the heart is made better. That man say your mind made better when you're sad. He say the heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth. Did he say let your joy be turned to heaviness? He said the heart of the wise is in the house of mourning. He said only fools around here jumping around having a party. Does that mean you got to be walking around downtrodden, depressed, and sad every day? No. What he's sitting back telling you is to take on the afflictions of Amashah. See, I'm getting to that. You just bear with me. See, I'm getting to that. Because what I'm getting to is something that Paul stated. He say, death worketh in us, but life in you. You know what I'm talking about? Amashah was a man of sorrows. He was acquainted with grief. He was if you acquainted with something, that means I know it and I know it well. You know what I'm saying? When you look at most people in this word, boy, they were acquainted with grief. They were acquainted with sorrow. But in that sorrow, they were made stronger. That's why he say the heart was made better. That's why the man say his favor, his strength is made perfect in weakness. Only when you sorrowful, only when you heavy is when you going to be weak. Y'all don't look at being in that position, it's going to be the perfection of strength. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody walking in their word going to be strong 24/7, 365. It's not going to happen. It's going to be a period of time this man going to make your heart sorrowful. But in the purpose of making your heart sorrowful and making you weak, you going to come back stronger if you got that in you. You know what I'm saying? If that's in you. If it's not in you, then of course you're not going to be stronger. You're going to crumble. And you're only going to crumble because Elohim was never with you in the first place. You know what I'm saying? But Psalm 58:13. That fake you have, sir, is very, it's 58 and 10. There's no 13.
I'm going to put you outside.
Make it 9. She said, I'm going to put him outside. Make it 7. Matter of fact, make it 6. Break their teeth, O Elohim, in their mouth. Break out the great teeth of the young lions, O Yahuwah. Let them melt away as waters which run continually. When he bend his bow to shoot his arrows, let them be cut as in pieces. What you think that could mean about letting them melt away as waters? What y'all think that could mean? What you think we could reference with that to get a little understanding? When he say let these wicked people melt away as waters. Well, if you don't know, you don't got to go get it. But you know Zechariah chapter 14 say when the Mashiach come back that he would have these people standing there and their eyes would vaporize away in their sockets. Remember, what is the Mashiach coming back with? Yeshayahu Isaiah 66 and 15 tell you with fire and with the sword he shall plead with many, and the slain of Yahuwah shall be many. Remember when we were dealing with that, when we were looking at the Hebrew a couple weeks ago? When we was looking at Yahuwah's life? And we were looking at how he say he'll make the elements burn away with fervent heat, and all therein shall be burnt up with it. What manner of people ought ye to be in all manner of godly and Kadesh behavior? See, we don't sit back and we don't think about these things, you know what I'm saying? Because we're not regarding the application of what happened to him. That if we sit back and we apply that same pattern of death, that death that he had, which will work, because you got to realize the death of a Mashiach worked life in us. You understand what I'm telling you? His death worked life in us. That's why he say not that you loved him, but that he loved you. You know what I'm talking about? And he made himself to be the propitiation of your sin, to be the intercessor, to be the sacrifice, to be the thing that will cover up your transgressions. But you're going to have to let life work in you by his death. Which means you're going to have to die to your sins. You're going to have to die to your flesh. You're going to have to die to the world. You're going to have to die to your own mind, or unless you will not be exalted. You're going to have to be just like he was. From morning to evening, you're going to have to be able to let your excellency perish from you and die without wisdom. You know what I'm saying? But in dying without wisdom, you would actually be manifesting wisdom, because the rod and the reproof will be upon you, because the rod and the reproof going to bring about wisdom, and the fear of Yahuwah is the beginning of wisdom. You only going to respect the man when he chastises you, when he rebukes you. Therefore, he can accept you. A lot of people, man, I'm telling you, man, Danielle ain't tell no lie. Well, everybody does not trust this man to pick up that stake and come after him. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't. That's why you see people fall off and fall away. You know what I'm saying? That's why people turn away and walk away. Only, man, many are called, few are chosen. Everybody ain't going to want to put that on their shoulder. Everybody is not Issachar, a strong ass couching down between two burdens, who was ready to bear, who saw rest was good. Everybody don't see the shalom of Yah being good. Everybody don't see a Mashiach being good. They enemies of the state. They Elohim is their belly. They mind worldly things, earthly things. He said, but set your affections on the things that be on high. Well, Hamashiach sit at the right hand of Abba. Your mind should be set on the things of Shamahim, the things that are eternal. Not the things that are temporary, but what we set our things on, the things that be of clay. We don't want that death to work in us. He said, as a snail which melt, let every one of them pass away like the untimely birth of a woman that may not see the sun. Before your pots can feel the thorns, he shall take them away as with a whirlwind, both living and in his wrath. The righteous shall rejoice when he see the vengeance. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked, so that a man shall say, truly there is a reward for the righteous. Truly he is Elohim that judge wrath. Revelation 19 and 11. What you see when he's talking about the living and his wrath, that man coming back, man, look here, man, those in the grave and those breathing, you contrary, you're going to have to see me. We can look at Revelation 1 and 7 too, but we ain't necessarily got to do it. I just tell you what it say. He said, every eye shall see him, even those that pierced him, and they shall wail because of him. Even so be it. Y'all know, you know the Biggie song? You know what Biggie song I'm talking about? What Biggie song you think of? On Life After Death. Somebody got to die. He said, if I go, you got to go. Somebody got to die. This is how, truth be told, this is how Mashiach looking at it when he get back here. Y'all killed me. Somebody got to die. Now, y'all got to sit back and look at it. You can die now and live later, or you can live now and die later. Bottom line. Because somebody got to die. So you got to sit back and look at it. When are you going to die? Are you going to die in Yahushua HaMashiach now? Or are you going to die by Yahushua HaMashiach? Your choice. He said, Revelation 19:11. And I saw Shamahim open, and behold, a white horse.
Stop.
And he that sat upon him was called faithful and true, and in righteousness he doth judge and make war. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of Elohim. And the armies which were in Shamahim followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. And out of his mouth go a sharp sword, but with it he should smite the nations. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron. And he tread the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of Almighty Elohim. If I'm not mistaken, sometimes you get with a winepress, you might smash them grapes with your feet. So now you can sit back and see why that man say that surely he shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked, so that he know it might be a reward. Because all that stuff he went through, he got to be rewarded with something. And he gonna wash his feet in their blood. And guess what he said? All things that you see me do, you will do too. So guess what that means? I pray that y'all ain't got to wash my feet in none of y'all blood. I ain't gonna have no problem doing it if y'all find me worthy to enter the kingdom. I'm gonna wash it. I'm gonna wash it. And ain't gonna feel bad about it. Do you know what I'm saying? And guess what? Y'all should feel the same way. Y'all forbid any one of y'all perish, but you sit back and look at it. But if you do, I'm gonna wash my feet in your blood though. That's the reward. You know how many people are, why would I want to serve a God? This man's talking about washing his feet in people's blood. Show lamb. Hamashiach want to do it. He said that he know that truly there's a reward for the righteous. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta sit back and realize something, man. It's got to be a reward. It's got to be a benefit and a profit that you're gonna get from serving this man. It's got to be something you're gonna get from it. Man, a lot of people don't want the reward, they just want to talk. I was working out the other day, man. He had that, and listening to Life Genesis, man, that make up my mind. I done made up my mind. You know what I'm saying? They want to come in there faking, falling all out, faking the Holy Ghost. You know what I'm talking about? Living foul. They get just pump faking and faking, man. Everybody don't want to live like this here, man. A lot of people don't want to take up this state. Come on back, man. You sit back and look at it. He perished without wisdom. Let me read to y'all the meaning of wisdom one more time. He said he lost that excellency. He lost the. You got to remember, when did he leave the excellency? When did he lose that excellency? And he died without wisdom. Because Brother John already mentioned that wisdom is the Ruach, right? We can read that, right? Hello? So that means when he died without wisdom, he died without the Ruach. What did he say in Luke? Father, in thy hand I commend my Ruach. He gave up the Ruach. You know what I'm saying? He died without wisdom. He died without the Spirit. But guess what, though? What rose him, though? That same Spirit that left him is the same Spirit that rose him. Now, we sit like it means skill, wisdom in administration, shrewdness, prudence in religious affairs, and things of that nature. We'll deal with the actual word itself. Troy already gave it away, though. Maybe don't nobody remember. So you see how the prudence that he had, he dealt with himself wisely. Like it even says that about our forefather David, or beloved. You know what I'm saying? Or Dawood, beloved. He said he was prudent and wise in all his matters when it came to dealing with Saul. You know what I'm saying? You turn around and you look at Amashah, he was prudent and wise in all his matters and everything that he did. So now come back over here to Ecclesiastes, well, Proverbs 29. I can't hit Ecclesiastes 7. I'm not even going to try to do it. Proverbs 29, where we stopped at. Praise y'all. We went way different than what I had in my mind to do, but he do what he do. He get it done how he want it done. He rock it how he want to rock it. We just along for the ride. You know what I'm saying? So when we sit back and look at something, right, the king that faithfully judged the poor, his throne will be established forever. What y'all think that would mean about faithfully judging the poor? We're going to have to look at every verse that we looked at. We're going to stop at 18, though. What y'all think that could mean? I don't want your update, sir. While we sit back and we pull up the word poor, and we get the word that we want for it. Anybody got an idea? What you think this man mean when he say that the king that faithfully judged the poor, his throne will be established forever? Faithfully judge the poor now. The poor in spirit, right? And when we look at poor, what we think this word would be? Let's see in Hebrew what this word would be. The word we get for poor here is dal. And it means somebody who is low. Poor, weak, thin, one who is low. If somebody is, but not just being down, but being humble. See, look at Matthew chapter 11, verse 27. Because that's what we're looking at, right? When we turn around looking at what he went through, right, it was him being humble. Because he lost his excellency, so he lost his dignity. He was humble. So then he said he'll faithfully judge the humble then. But let's see why he would faithfully judge the humble. Because we already looked at it, he said he'd give favor unto the humble and he will resist the proud. So we look at Matthew 11:28, my father. We don't know 25. It says, come unto me all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me. For I am meek and lowly in heart, and you shall find rest unto your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Do you see that he just said he was dull or poor? He just told you he was low. He just told you that he was humble. You know what I'm saying? We already read in Philippians chapter 2, he was humble enough to humble himself to become a house of clay and a foundation of dust and to die. Die on the stake. So that death was in him, but it would be life in you. You understand what I'm telling you? So when we look at him faithfully judging the humble, do you see how he say he resists the proud and give favor unto the humble? Because he's going to judge righteously. He that humbleth himself under the hand of Elohim, he will exalt him in due time. He said, therefore his throne will be established forever. Y'all know from Luke chapter 1, he said that he would sit upon the throne of David forever and reign forever and ever.
Stop.
So you sit back and look at it. If he's going to faithfully judge you as being humble, then guess what you're going to end up doing? Sitting at his right hand forever and ever. Revelation 3:20 about that. Yeah, sit back and look at it, man, what you really want. What you're really after. When it comes to your soul salvation. You know what I'm saying? Because I done told y'all this before, man. If this ain't really your sincere heart desire, it better to eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow you die. Because there's a lot of people that we done known that went to go eat, drink, and be merry because tomorrow they die. Don't play with this here, man. Don't pump fake with it. If you know it ain't in your heart to do it, just don't do it. You know what I'm saying? I just was telling somebody that last night, man, if I was doing wrong or felt like I was wrong, I wouldn't be preaching right now, man. I'd be out here doing what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? It don't make no sense to be doing something like this here and being staunch about it and passionate about it and consistent with it and faithful with it. And you go like, well, I'm going to hell anyway. Shoot, I'm going to hell. I'm finna go around here, man. 9 times out of 10, when you leave from the word, stuff you didn't do before you started dealing with the word, you're going to start doing. So I wasn't no whoremonger before the word, so if I were to leave the word alone, nigga probably be the biggest whoremonger there is. I ain't drink, so I probably would drink. Do you know what I'm saying? Nigga gonna go back to smoking. You gonna go back to doing, the man say, man, when a man's house is swept and garnished, but when the unclean spirit is, he say the state of the man is worse at the latter than it was at the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Boy, you walk away from this here, boy, you're going to be worse than what you were before you started. If you've been doing it for a little while. You know what I'm saying? Boy, I got 7 years under my belt, boy. There's nothing in the world that I desire or want. The first hallmark sign that somebody don't want to do the world pulling on them. World pulling on them. They want the things of the world. They still attached to it. That's nobody, y'all. That man say if you love the world, the love of the Abba is not in you. You a friend of the world, you an enemy of Elohim. That means y'all ain't got nothing, you don't belong to him, you're not a part of him. Y'all detest everything that's in the world, because everything that's in the world is the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life. Pride is an abomination before Yahuwah. He said those things that he hate, arrogancy and pride. You know what I'm talking about? And one of the first hallmarks of pride is self-will. I'm going to do what I want to do. What I want to do trump everything. That's not the mind of Mashiach had. That's why he loved him. That's why he'll resist the pride. He got nothing to do with you. Your way is better than mine. So guess what? You can get what your way going to get you, which is death. 3:20, Revelation. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come into him and sup with him, and he with me. To him that overcome will I grant to sit with me in my throne, even as I have also overcame and have sat down with my Abba in his throne. He that have an ear, let him hear what the Ruach saith unto the synagogue. That would just sit back and look at it. His throne is established. You know what I'm talking about? And he going to faithfully judge the humble. He going to faithfully judge the dog or the low. Because you know there's going to be a great throne. And there's going to be many people in front of it. And the book's going to be open. And they're going to be judged according to the things that are written in that book. Revelation 14:11. So that just hit my head. Or 14 and 13. And I heard a voice from Shamahin saying unto me, Right, Baruch are the dead which died in the master. From henceforth, yea, saith the Ruach, they that they may rest from their labors, and their works do follow them. That's faithfully judging the low, right? That's faithfully judging them. Come on back to Proverbs 29. I can't hit, I'm not even going to go to what I had in my head to go to, because we at the end of the line. So can y'all get an understanding how that man throne established forever and how he would faithfully judge the Lord? Now let's look at the next verse. The rod and reproof give wisdom, but a child left to himself bring his mother shame. Who is the mother, gentlemen? Easy question. Huh? No, that's not the mother. Jerusalem is the mother. No. Yasharal is the people. Jerusalem is the land.
Yeah, I thought you said that at first.
I did too.
Yeah.
And then I heard the all, and I knew that wasn't what it was. Remember, right, Galatians chapter 4 tells us Jerusalem is the mother of us all. You realize when Yah turned his back on us, we brought shame to the land. He had to put us out. But then he say rod and reproof. The rod and reproof give wisdom or give skill. Now we're not going to go read Hebrews chapter 12. But y'all know that all those who he received, he chastised. Everyone who chastised shall be received as a son. Those who be without chastisement are a bastard and will be rejected. And we know that our law say no bastard will enter into the congregation of Yahuwah. Period. Only sons. Because if a Mashiach had been chastised and afflicted and beaten for the word, that rod and reproof, everything he went through was the rod and reproof, because he said the rod and reproof give wisdom. Look at Proverbs chapter 8. Verse 1. Then get you 1 Corinthians chapter 1 and 30. I know I call for 1 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 3, and y'all will. I'm going to get it. He said, Doth not wisdom cry and understanding put forth her voice? She stand in the top of the high places in the way. In the places of the paths, we know her Mashiach was in the high place crying out. She cried at the gates at the entry of the city, at the coming in of the doors. Unto you, O men, I call, and my voice is to the sons of men. Then he say, if any man come, I knock, and they hear my voice. Ain't that what he said? His voice is to the men. My sheep hear my voice, and they follow me. My voice is to the sons of Adam, the first from the ground, the first from blood, those who are born of me, whose foundation is in the dust. He said, we set in Zion a chief cornerstone, a sure foundation. He that believe on him shall not be ashamed. Your foundation is supposed to be on the Son, but instead your foundation is on absolutely nothing but stupidity and self-will. He said, O ye simple, understand wisdom, and you fools, be ye of an understanding heart. Here, for I will speak of excellent things, and the opening of my lips shall be right things. You know what this is? What y'all think this is? Because wisdom is a spirit, right? When we look at this, right? Solomon telling us about something. He say, when my voice is to the sons of men, I call. Many are called, few are chosen, right? He say, but if you open your ears, you'll hear that I will speak of excellent things, and the opening of my lips will be right things. For my mouth shall speak truth, and wickedness is an abomination to my lips. All the words of my mouth are in righteousness. There is nothing froward or perverse in them. They are all plain to him that understand, and right to them that find knowledge. What do you think this could be talking about? If wisdom, he said, if the rod of reproof give wisdom, right? We sit back looking at that. Mashiach lost his excellency and died without wisdom. He died without the Ruach, but yet it said the rod of reproof will give wisdom. Now we know he learned obedience by the things that he suffered, and that he was made the captain of our salvation, and all those that obey him were made perfect through the man's sufferings. So now when we read their Proverbs 8, which we done looked at several times in the past, what will we get with this to take this to a Mashiach words? Any of you brothers got an idea? Y'all quiet on me now. Don't get quiet on me. Anybody? Well, check it. Yukonon chapter 15. You sit back and look at it. What is he talking about? He say wisdom say she calls. He say unto you, O men, I call. My voice is to the sons of man, the sons of Adam. My sheep hear my voice and they follow me. And I have known of them. That's the whole key thing is, I remember telling a young lady this about 4 years ago. She was telling me about something. She was like, I said, well, he's not of this man's flock. Don't say that. You don't hear the word, you don't belong to him. Bottom line, it's going to sound like Spanish to you. It's going to sound like Greek to you. It's going to sound like the lady off Charlie Brown. Womp, 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 womp. That's what it's going to sound like. He say, I speak of excellent things. Remember, right? He's the excellency of his strength. That means he's going to speak of power and dignity. He said, the opening of my lips shall be right things. My mouth will speak truth. All my words are in righteousness. And they plain to them that understand and seek knowledge. What is this talking about? John 15. Yep. So to a certain extent, that is correct. Let's look at 15:25 though. John 15:25. Remember in John 14:26, he said the Comforter, which is the Ruach HaKodesh, which the Father will send in my name, he shall teach you all things and bring to remembrance all things that I said unto you. Didn't we just read on Wednesday, he said the anointing you will receive but have no need for any man to teach you? Y'all remember that? Well, let's look at John 15:25. Look what he said. Didn't he say that Ruach of truth, that wisdom would speak right things, speak righteousness, speak the truth, speak of excellent things too, right? And it would be plain to them that understand and them that seek knowledge, right? Then when the Mashiach rose from the dead, what did he do? He opened up the scriptures and caused them to understand that they might understand the scriptures, right? Spoken to them plain, didn't he? What did he have in him when he did it? He had them resurrected from the dead, right? What resurrected him from the dead? The Ruach HaKodesh, or skill, or wisdom, or prudence, because of his behavior. Now sit back and look at something. But this come to pass that the word might be fulfilled. I'm sorry, verse 26. He said, but when the Comforter is come, who I will send unto you from the Father, even the Ruach of truth, which will proceed from the Father, he shall testify of me. He shall also bear witness, because you have been with me from the beginning. Didn't he say, my voice called to the sons of men? Hold on. You could get dropped down to chapter 16 too. Hold on, let me read that again, because I'm not sure. Didn't he just sit back and say that, unto you men I call, my voices to the sons of Adam? The sons of the firstborn from the ground. He said, you simple understand wisdom, understand skill, you fools be of an understanding heart. I will speak of excellent things, my lips shall speak of right things. If he just sat back and say this, the Ruach of truth will bear witness of Mashiach, ain't the Ruach of truth going to be testifying of right things? If he testifying of excellent things, he testifying of a Mashiach, like we read in Romans 16, right? Because he multiplied visions, and whether there's no vision, the people perish. You remember that? Then he turned around and say, for my mouth shall speak truth, wickedness and abomination to my lips. All my words of my mouth are in righteousness. They are plain to him that understand, and right to them that find knowledge. Remember John 14:15 say, if you love me, keep my commandments, and I will send you the Ruach of truth, which shall bear witness of me. See, the world cannot receive it because it's seen him not and know him not. That's why he's telling you fools, be of an understanding heart. Y'all realize something, man? But everybody don't have this man Ruach in them. Everybody don't. Everybody don't have that desire. This stuff plain. This stuff is plain to them who understand. We know that the son of Elohim is coming, giving us an understanding, right? It's plain. It's right to them who seek knowledge. Man, everybody don't seek knowledge. You can look at Ezra. He said he sought the Torah of Yahuwah and he sought the statutes and to do it. That man say, seek and you shall find. Niggas ain't seeking. Niggas just talking. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know like this here, like lately, because dudes don't be, you know what I'm saying? It ain't like his and Pat, but it's always like that. It's ebbs and flows. You know what I'm saying? But y'all know, like, some of y'all know because you've done it. Boy, you literally know you could call me and I will talk to you the word at any time of the day if I'm not occupied. You know what I'm saying? And go through it with you if I'm not occupied. Some of y'all done it. You know why I know that? Because you would actually want to know and seeking it. Doesn't mean you're going to do it every day. Man, niggas don't be seeking the word for real, man. I be seeing niggas be flogging, man. You know what I'm saying? They be flogging for real. I don't flog about nothing. Because, boy, if I ain't going to do something, I just ain't going to do it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna tell you I ain't gonna do it, and then tell you I'm gonna do something I ain't gonna do. I ain't got time for all that. Ain't no future. That's just too hard to be doing all that. That's too much work to keep up. You know what I'm saying? Boy, I was hungry for the word. Boy, I was hungry like the werewolf of London about it. You know what I'm saying? Still am. Still am. I might not go as in, I might not study like I did 5-6 years ago. You know what I'm saying? I still get in here, stuff still be coming in my head. I still be bop, 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 just like this here. Because I got a love for this. This is my top ranked number one desire. I love this more than money. I love this more than women. I love this more than myself. I love this more than anything on this planet, any natural thing, period. I will cut off and lose any human being walking this earth in any natural situation to save my soul. I don't care who you are. It's nothing. You can go away. You can go do what you want to do. You can get away from me. Means absolutely nothing. Because I done seen a lot of people come. I done seen a lot of people go. And one thing for certain, two things for sure. I got to save my soul. That's paramount. I don't care who you are. You know what I'm saying? I could be going through it naturally. Like, hey, but boy, spiritually, you could dip. You could dip. Mama, sister, brother, I wouldn't care who it was. It ain't that serious. I'd rather dwell with a Masha and keep him than to lose him and keep a human. You could bet that. I'd rather lose a person than lose my God. Straight up and down. It's that serious. You know what I'm saying? For everybody, it ain't that serious. It better get that serious. You know what I'm talking about? That's the mind you better have. That's the mind that Masha had, didn't it? He was willing to lose all to gain Elohim. That's why Paul said, he said the excellency of the knowledge of Masha, I count all things as lost and count it but as dung. For that power and dignity that man sat back and lost and died for you could get it. He said, you know the poverty. He said, you know the poverty of our master Yahushua HaMashiach, that through his poverty we were yet made rich. This man gave up everything that you might be rich. So come on back to Proverbs 29 so I can let y'all talk about y'all business. We looked at verse 17 or 16 the wicked. We not gonna go through all that. Most of this stuff. We'll come back to verse 16 and 17 in a minute. Another day, y'all will. 2 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 7. To finish out that death working in him will bring life in you. Some of these things I'm just gonna preach about it. I ain't gonna precept it up. I'm gonna just reference it. Y'all will. My voice be clear enough for you to be able to find it and get it. 2 Corinthians 4 and 7. He said, but we have this treasure in earthen vessels, that the excellency of the power may be of Elohim and not of us. Just what we were reading in Job chapter 4, wasn't it? Same thing, right? He had that excellency in an earthen vessel, and a house made of clay, whose foundation was in the dust. And he gave that excellency up when he died, because he died. He was taken down from morning to evening. Nobody laid it to their heart. Nobody considered. You know what I'm saying? And he died without wisdom. He said, we are troubled on every side, yet not distressed. We are perplexed, but not in despair. Persecuted, but not forsaken. Cast down, but not destroyed. This man talking about dealing with a lot of stuff, man. You be real weak dealing with all that stuff. But when you know who you serve, you know you be all right. You're going to come up out of it. But look what he says. Always bearing about in the body of the dying of the Master Yahushua, that the life also of Yahushua might be made manifest in our body. For we which live are always delivered unto death for Yahushua's sake, that the life also of Yahushua might be made manifest in our mortal flesh. So then death work in us, but life in you. We having the same ruach of faith, according as it is written, I believe, therefore have I spoken. We also believe, and therefore speak. Now when he say death worketh in you and life in us, the first place you know where we can see death working in somebody and life working in somebody in the Torah, what the first place we can see that? You got Cain and Abel, yeah, death worked in him, and life came through that with Seth. But you know who we got to go back to even before that, of course? They daddy. Because death worked in Adam, right? But then he brought forth life though. You know who that life he brought forth? He brought forth Seth. Because Elohim had given me another seed. And then what did Seth ended up doing, producing? He ended up producing the sons of Elohim, who ended up producing Noah, who named me, I will comfort the dust which Yah have cursed. So we see even in death, even in Adam's death, life worked in him. You know another place we could see that at? We could turn around and we could see that in Elisha. That when he died and that man was tossed into that grave, death worked in Elisha, but life through him. Because when that man touched his bones, he lived. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why, because these people were willing to suffer. They were willing to suffer. Even when you turn around and look at Mashiach, he said what? He said, I came to make my life a ransom for many, right? You know what I'm saying? And he came and gave his body up. That though death worked in him, it ended up being life in you because you be able to get wisdom through him. Because he said, my voice is unto the sons of men. How is his voice unto the sons of men? But through the Ruach of truth, which he sent, which would testify of him. Which if you believed on it, it would dwell in you and you in it. And you would have what? Eternal life, because you would have the Son. Because death worked in him, but life in you. See, nobody don't sit back and look at stuff like that, man. You know what I'm saying? You sit back and look at that. You'll sit back and wait at it. But for some of y'all, it's just something to do. It's just something to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Something to pretend that you're doing. Something just to impress your friends or impress your family. Maybe impress your co-workers. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily because this is your string heart's desire. You know what I'm saying? Because you sit back and realize that, man, death worked in this man so life could work in you. All that stuff we were looking at, the rod and the reproof. You got to remember, right? He sat back and considered the vision, and then he trembled on this hill because death was working in him so life would be in you. So you could no longer be an earthen vessel. You know what I'm saying? But that you could be a vessel of clothed with eternal components. That you could have a tabernacle that come from Shamahim. That you could be clothed with immortality and put off this mortality. All because death worked in him, so life could be in you. That's why he say, without a vision, the people perish. Well, there ain't no word that you're going to die. If a Mashiach there, then you going to hell, man. The testimony of Yahushua is the Ruach of prophecy. It's the spirit of prophecy. He multiplied visions by the prophets and used similitudes by the ministry of the prophets. All this stuff we were sitting back looking at this evening was not just to be looking at it for no reason. It was for you to understand the suffering of a Mashiach and be willing to take it on. It was for you to get an understanding of knowing no matter how strong you might think you are or how strong you know you are, that the Most High can put you in a position where you could be made weak, that in actuality when you be made weak, you will be made strong if you have the wherewithal to keep on pushing. Because Job, we read in Job chapter 4, they said this man was strong, didn't it? If you can strengthen people's hands and strengthen the feeble knees, if you can strengthen somebody, don't that mean you got strength? But they say when it hit you, you fainted. You know what I'm talking about? He said, you fell out. What happened? He said, what happened is terror took hold of me. The Most High was bringing him down for a reason. He was bringing terror and sadness on him for a reason. Because my strength is made perfect in weakness. But we not taught that. You know what I'm saying? We ain't taught that. See, I known that even before what I had done went through. Because I had done went through things almost as similar. And been in that same position. Just yet nobody saw it. You know what I'm saying? See, the difference this time is people saw it. See, nobody saw it previously, so they didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Well, I hadn't been in a weak state, and I was made stronger from it. Just nobody saw it. This time, y'all got to see it. And the reason I believe he allowed you to see it, to sit back and for you to know that you could be in a weak situation. But look, I want you to see how he responds from it. Will he come back stronger? Or will he fall off? And if he come back stronger, that means if you be in a position of weakness, that you will be able to stand firm and know that this man's favor is made perfect in that instance. You know what I'm saying? When you become weak for Elohim, you really strong. You know the book of Joel say, let the weak say that I am strong. That's why he can come back and tell Shaul, he can tell Paul, my strength is made perfect in weakness. Because we seen the strength of Yahuwah being made perfect in weakness when this man was put up upon this state and died, when he humbled himself unto death, and he was exalted to give it a name above every name, that at the name of Yahushua every knee should bow and every tongue should confess. You don't look at being put in a position of weakness as really for exaltation. That even then your power and dignity fleeing from you is to be able to, so this man can hit you with the rod and reproof to put more wisdom in you. See, like I say, man, I ain't going into great detail with y'all on that while I was experiencing it. But guess what? I knew that though. Because if I didn't know that, guess what I would have did? I would have quit. I'd have laid down. I would have folded up shop. But praise be to Yah. I ain't got that type of heart. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to have a Mashiach in you, you know what you're going to have the heart of. You're going to have the heart of Glover. Your champion is correct. And what's the champion of the jungle?
Lion.
You're going to have a heart of a lion. You're going to have a heart of a lion. You know what I'm saying? No fear. Hey, saying champion ain't wrong, because he the king of the jungle. He the champion of the jungle.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to fall off, Lamar. You ain't going to fall off now. You going to stand firm. You know what I'm saying? You just sit back and look at that. Hey, because it just came to my mind because somebody said that to me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It was like, I seen you like, you know what I'm saying, to be in the epitome of strength. And then I seen this situation and I was wondering, like, would he fold under pressure and this, that, that? You know what I'm saying? But hey, man, that's understandable. I mean, anybody who know me know at any time, boy, I try to put myself in somebody else's shoes and see it from their vantage point. Try to understand where they coming from and why they viewing it like that. No, I mean, when the person said it to me, I'm trying to see where they coming from. I mean, that doesn't mean I agree with it. You know what I'm saying? I might not agree with it. But I mean, I can see where they were coming from. But no. You know what I'm saying?
Michael.
They done been through a lot of stuff, man. You know what I'm talking about? I seen nigga fold under pressure. Nigga, the police come, nigga like that nigga got the dope. You know what I'm saying? Well, I done been in the back seat of the police car, boy, the police done served me. My homeboy sitting there with rocks, he shaking like Don Knotts. You know what I'm saying? I'm like this here, boy, give me the rocks, bro. You like, what? Man, give me a man. Police come like this here, cool as a cucumber. You know what I'm talking about? Then we good, boy. I'm like this because if I get caught, I'm going to jail for his dope. He ain't gonna turn around and say that's my dope. I ain't gonna say it's his because it's in my pocket. So guess what that means? I would have had to take that case. I just would have had to take that lick. You know what I'm saying? Well, one thing for certain, two things for sure, boy. Need a lot of things, boy. Snitch ain't one of them. I hate snitches. Snitches ought to die on sight. I ain't hanging with no snitch. I ain't having no conversation with no snitch. I don't even want to shop with no snitch. I don't even know how niggas know niggas been done told on niggas and get back out here and buy dope from niggas who are known snitches. You know what I'm saying? That's just a whole move. Nigga snitch, nigga, I don't respect you, nigga. I don't respect no snitch, man. I ain't hanging with no snitch. I ain't dealing with no snitch. Boy, I'm telling you, boy, a rat, to be known as a rat? But you don't want that on your name, man. Not a rat. Boy, Judas was a rat. When you hear snitch, you ought to think of Judas. Boy, who going out like Judas, man? You know what I'm saying? Boy, ain't going out like that. Boy, I go to jail first, boy. I'll take a bullet first. Death before this, we were bred and raised like that there, man. Go on do your time, bro. You was out here getting the money. You was out here riding on them things. You was smoking good, freaking them hoes. Now they done caught you. Now you want to tell on niggas? I actually talked to a dude like that. He was like, man, they telling on me. What that got to do with you, though? They telling on me, though. But I'm saying you were riding on the blades, though, what? You know what came with their life? Now you want to tell? Nigga, you better go and tell them people, man, I'll take 10 to 15 years, nigga, do your bid and come home, nigga. You come home an honorable man. You come up a stand-up dude. You know what I'm saying? I still got my respect out here on these streets. You know what I'm saying? That's why I love that nigga Linwood, man. Man, that man walked in there and say, man, I'll take the charge, let my niggas go. I'll take all that, ain't tell on nobody. Nigga telling on him, he ain't tell on nobody. Did 12 years, nigga could still tip they cap to him. That's a real dude, man. He held it down. You know what I'm saying? He held it down. Nigga caught a case, man, could have sold everybody. Niggas all out of state and all. But he held it down, though. Niggas, some of these niggas out here, first 48 niggas, man. Nigga gonna tell for a Newport and a can soda.
Come sit down. Mike,
You know what I'm saying?
sit.
Well, like this here, boy, one thing I know, boy, the police take you to the interview room, boy, they don't know nothing. Cause they know something, they ain't asking no. See, that's what most of y'all don't know, cause y'all ain't criminals. You know what I'm talking about? Boy, they don't, boy, the police don't come asking no questions when they already know.
They do need, they want a confession.
Stop.
You know what I'm saying? Man, I'm saying to tell you, man, they bring you in there to see how dumb you is. And them people got you. Ain't doing all that there. We doing all that there. We got you. We ain't got nothing to talk about.
I done seen for sure they got nigga on camera shooting a nigga. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna help see if you gonna confess. That's more case against you.
I mean, man, they do that. They just see how weak you is. I'm talking about, boy, I done seen nigga brought in there, boy, I don't want to talk. But we got you, boy. You come on down. They gonna see if you gonna be dumb enough to tell on yourself. But boy, what's the need of talking? We already got you. Boy, I'm telling you, boy, they bring you in that room, boy, 99.9% of the time, boy, they don't know nothing.
Yeah.
They don't know nothing. You know what I'm talking about? You come in here talking about you want to interview me? Where my lawyer at? That's the first thing coming out of my mouth. Where my lawyer at? Or I ain't going. I ain't talking to you. Talk to you for what? We ain't got nothing to talk about. I don't talk to bacon. I don't like bacon. I don't eat bacon. I don't touch bacon. You know what I'm saying? I don't want nothing to do with bacon. I don't like bacon bits. I don't love none of that stuff. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't talking to you. That wouldn't be no different. And then people come up. So you know the service of y'all? I know your mammy. Seen her last week. She looked like she was bobbing for apples on Main Street, nigga. What you mean?
What do you mean?
I mean, that's just certain things how we were raised, man. It's just certain things we not gonna do. And that's one of them. That's deplorable to us. Coming from where I'm coming from and raised who I was raised with, we don't trust no snitch, man. Snitches ought to be killed. Your brains ought to be left on the concrete. And you ought to be put in a duffel bag and burned right on the spot. Because ain't no honor in you, man. How you gonna tell on a nigga? How you gonna tell him? You doing it with him and you got caught and you gonna tell. What you getting caught got to do with him? You got caught, they gonna kill me. So you gonna get everybody else killed and tell Mr. Charlie where all the other Yahoo Dean at. You know what I'm saying?
You know people will do it.
Oh, they gonna do it. They gonna do it. They gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? They gonna do it. They gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that is what it is though, man. You know what I'm talking about? I did be thinking about that type of, you know what I'm saying? It getting it in. Huh?
Selling on your own people. Selling out the whole camp.
Oh, indeed. You know what I'm saying? But that's old Uncle Tom nigga though. No, we feel niggas, man. Like my man Crunch used to say, man, we real niggas straight from the collard green patch. You know what I'm saying? We got to come out there. We got to be like what Isaac said with Esau. He said, my son smell like the field which y'all have blessed. You know what I'm saying? Straight up and down, man. Straight up and down. But you know, hey, but praise ye y'all for Yahushua Mashiach in the word. Y'all understood all this here though?